What's up, everybody? Merry Christmas. I hope that everyone's having a great day. Long time no see. Uh, a lot of people have been asking where Cody and I have been, and conversely, a lot of people have been asking me if we've been seeing the drones that have been flocking our area. So those kind of go both hand in hand because the reason why we've been missing is because one of the drones took us to the mothership, and that's where we've been. All I can say is that Mars is like super nice this year. Like everyone should see it, and
they do take your pants.
They take your pants, but like it's very free flowing there.
Yeah, you poop poop and you toot toot.
I had asked Zoltar and Cardon if we could have like a shore leave for like the Christmas break. So they beamed us back down to our humble little cottage for like a couple of days.
He was dropped down on a field. I was dropped off on top of a building.
So
I think a Best Buy.
They were gracious enough to give us a little bit of a shore leave. So, but you know, we have to beam back up after this is over. So, welcome to our swan song. I want to say hi to everybody, but I have Vanessa waiting backstage. You know, when I have a guest, I don't want to keep them waiting. We're going to be live for a little bit. This is going to be very fun and very interesting. And pour yourself a cocktail. Cheers, because I'm drinking one.
Nuggy.
And let's have some fun. So with that being said, I'm going to bring Vanessa up and we're going to get into it. Yeah. All right. What's up, Vanessa?
Hi.
Vanessa, might I say that you look fantastic?
Thank you. I'm nervous. Honestly, I'm super nervous, but thank you.
I got you. This is, by the way, this is the best I've ever seen you. Like from Instagram, on the show, like you look like $1 million. So whatever you're doing is working.
I dropped like 280 pounds.
Like fantastic. I hear that's what happens when you leave bad relationships, right? You like get better.
Yes, definitely.
You look fantastic. Like
thank you.
I can't get over it. So with that being said, I know she's super nervous. So I'm gonna guide you through this, Vanessa. This is gonna be Vanessa mentions it all. So let's go back to the beginning. How did you and Colt cross paths?
Oh God, through you actually.
I actually planned this, so 6 years later, like we could do this live. I was playing the long game, so you know that's how I work.
Yeah, so, well, you know, you were covering all the arrests, and I didn't even have an Instagram at this time, and the only way to watch your stuff was to make an Instagram. So I made one. And then from there on, I decided to reach out to Colt because I was just a nosy fan. I wanted to know what was going on. And he responded, surprisingly. And then from there, I don't know, we hit it off real quick. It wasn't like I wasn't into him like that, but he was telling me his whole life like within a week of me knowing him.
And this is back in like I want to say, was it 2018 or 2019? Like when Colt was on the 2018, yeah.
2018, yeah.
Yeah, Lord. Okay. My mind has to go back in time. Okay. So 2018, you were a fan that reached out to Colt. Colt was on the show. Colt was talking to a bunch of people while he was with Larissa. What did you think of Larissa back then?
I reached out to Larissa a few times before reaching out to Colt, and she didn't respond. So that's why I went over to Colt. But liked her. I thought she was funny. It wasn't until I started talking to Colt that he was very much, she's a terrible wife. I can't even get a hug from her. Like, so I was like, oh my God, this woman is terrible. Like, that's just what he put in my mind. And it's funny now because he's been telling other women that I'm the terrible wife that doesn't give him a hug. So it's the same story, different person.
Different cast, right?
Yeah.
As Deborah Cox would sing it. So so I remember, like, because me and Larissa have always been like this, through the years. The first time I caught wind of who you were was when Larissa had showed me like the Groupon massage thing that you had gotten, Colt. Like,
Yeah.
Can you walk us through that?
So Colt said that she just stressed him out all the time. She was beating on him. She was tormenting him, like all this terrible stuff. And I was like, you need to just get away, go decompress. Here, go get a massage. Like, chill the fuck out. Oh, sorry.
That's fine. No,
I said I wouldn't cuss.
It's okay. It's okay. The occasional one slips out. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I don't know if I just said that before you came up, but like one of the first interviews I had done on my YouTube channel was with True, your ex-husband. And I really feel like it's full circle now, having you up here now, and I've been goading Larissa. I've been goading Vanessa for a week. So I'm like, you got to do this. You got to do this. And I knew I would tire out, like, eventually, because that's how I get my way. But I'm so happy that you're here. So I don't know if you want to talk, True has said nothing but great. And I still talk to True here and there. Like, he's a buddy, and, he's always been very respectful of you. In fact, when you and Colt first started like commingling, I would get like threats from him. Don't talk about my wife and this, that, and the other. What if you want to clear anything up about like what was going on with your marriage with True at the point when you started talking with Colt? If you want to, I don't know. If you want to talk about that.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I know True was super respectful, but I'm not gonna be.
Oh, okay.
No, True was an asshole. True was a terrible husband. I'm sorry, True, and I'm sure you'll watch this, but I like him as a friend now, but as a husband, he was terrible. He was talking to women behind my back as well. He would go missing for days sometimes. Like, we lived together, and he would go to the bars, be gone a day or two. I wouldn't know where the fuck he was. So that kind of thing just wore me down. I was tired of it. And I dealt with that for a few years. And he wasn't somebody that really talked very much. He just wanted to do his own thing. It didn't feel like we were in a marriage. It felt like we were just roommates. And I was consistently trying to get his attention. And he was just kind of like, leave me alone. All right, this is an odd marriage. So when Colt entered, he gave me all the attention. It was night and day. Like, I got addicted to the attention that Colt gave me, for sure.
Okay, that's fair. Like, there are a lot of marriages where people are like, better friends than they are spouses, right?
Yeah.
Even with my ex, like, he was my best friend, but like, on the other side of it, like,
you were about to point to me.
Shut up, go away. No, but I totally get it, and that makes sense. So you were talking to Colt on Instagram, and how did that evolve into like you guys meeting? Like, walk me through that. Like, you're talking to him, you got the Groupon, the massage, like, he's telling you his life story, he's charming you. What happened? Like, what? No.
So he lived down the street from where I worked. I was working at the Palms Casino. I was a cocktail waitress, and I told him, stop by one day, get a drink, relax. That's it. And
they're free on the floor, so like, that's right up Colt's alley, I would think, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think he would show up, and surprisingly, he did. This was after, I don't remember, maybe 3-4 weeks of talking to him.
And is this while he's still with, like, still technically with Larissa? Or no,
Yeah,
is this before or after the arrest?
No, he was still with Larissa at this time. He actually sent me a picture of her blocking the door or something. He's like, she's not letting me go out. She's threatening suicide. I don't know. She was apparently going crazy. And then he's just like, I just need to get out. I just need to get out. So I was like, oh, come down here. And he did.
And did love bloom there at the Palms when you were
No.
giving him?
No.
Okay.
So even though I love talking to him, once I saw him in person, I was like, oh, oh. He was not my type at all.
Just looking at, like, True and Colt, they're very different looking people, but, like, it's not all about the looks, it's what's in the inside, right? That
Right.
counts,
Right. And yeah, I mean, I've had bad luck with the good looking guys, so I was like, all right, maybe I need to stop being so shallow and just kind of he's nice to me. That's all that matters.
She's already amazing. I love it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So Palms. All right. So so what happens next? All right. So you meet at the Palms now. So Colt, obviously, and Larissa have a very visible breakup. I was at the forefront of it, posting, like, the arrest and all that stuff. That's, I always say, like, Danielle Jabali put me on the, she opened a door for me into this 90-Day Fiance world, which I don't know if I love her or hate her for it. But Larissa was the one that actually, like, put me on the map, because Larissa trusted me with all this stuff with, like, the arrest and all that. So what was going on? Like, so that last arrest, like, you saw Larissa with the blood on her face and, like, she was hiding in the bushes and this, that, and the other. How close were you with Colt at that point? And I know I'm going back 7 years, but, like, I feel like it's important to, like, establish a timeline to show, like, what you went through and, like, the steps you took with him.
She went through.
Right.
She was through too.
This was before that very last arrest. I was working an event. It was some Christmas event, and I just happened to send him pictures of where I was, because he said Christmas was his favorite holiday, and there was a bunch of Christmas decorations. I was like, oh, look. I literally just wanted him to see where or what was going on there. He ended up showing up at my job that day. He's all like, he tracked me down through the pictures. He found the spot where I was at, and he's all like,
you were working.
Yes.
At the Palms, which is a giant ass casino.
This wasn't at the Palms. I was working an event over at a different casino.
Okay.
But he just showed up, and I didn't invite him. he was like, oh, I know you wanted me to come. I was like, what do you mean? He's just like, well, that's why you were sending me all the pictures. I was like, no, I just wanted you to see some Christmas lights. That's literally it. But he's just like, oh, okay, you're just playing around. I was like, I was a little creeped out. I was very creeped out, because I'm working behind a bar. Then he decides to start ordering a bunch of shots. I was just like, all right, shouldn't
was he paying for it? Was he paying for the shots, or an event like where, like, it's an open bar and everything's comped?
No. He's paying for it, but he's just
I didn't know if
standing there wanting to talk to me.
You were bartending at or something like that, like whatever
Yeah,
this event
yeah,
was. No.
Yeah, I was bartending, and he just kept ordering shots. He just wanted to hang out longer. And I was like, all right, you can go now. He's just like, you don't want me to go. I was like, no, I really do, because my coworkers were noticing, and they were starting to make fun of me. They're like, I think that guy's really into you. I was just like, no. Like,
and did anybody recognize him from the show at that point, or they just think he's some
they just thought he was a creepy stalker. Which he was. I was embarrassed. I was like, go home. And he's just like, you don't want me to go. I don't know why he thought I was playing, but I wasn't.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Like, leave the bar now.
Yeah, but like
Please.
but nobody recognized. Was that while like his first season was still airing?
Yeah.
Okay, so
'Cause
he
he was
probably
still with Larissa at this time. He snuck away that night, to go stalk me. um,
got mad at Larissa, like, no, oh, Colt's cheating on me. Colt's talking to other women. Here he is, And by the way, like, we all love Larissa on this panel. Vanessa's friends with Larissa. I am
Yes.
friends with Larissa. This is, but to go back in time, we have to talk about this stuff. But I remember all the hate that Larissa had gotten because, it was not easy being Larissa's friend and still now. But I'll never not be Larissa's friend. But, Larissa kept saying, like, he's talking to other women. And, like, a lot of women were throwing their panties at him and stuff like that. And, you were one of them. But it's fine.
no, I did not throw my panties at him.
I saw the pictures and
No.
I would have kept my panties like to myself.
Okay. So, all right. So keep going. So he crashes you at this event that you're bartending at. He's still on the show. He's still at Larissa. All right, let's move to Larissa's arrest. So Larissa gets arrested, like they have that big DV blowout. She moves to Carmen's, and what happens next?
Before we go to that night that he stalked me at the event, he got a hotel somewhere and he slipped me the extra room key, and he's all like,
"Oh no!" You palm the room key in his hand, like, and shake your hand, and he palm it like that, like all slick.
Yeah. He really thought like I was gonna show up. Like, he's just like, hey, use it. I was just like, no, I won't be using it. I'm sorry. And yeah, after a good, it was a few hours he was there.
How did he present himself when he came to the bar? Like, yeah, what did he dress up? Like, I'm just trying to like picture like him in my head, like trying to stalk you. Like, what did he wear? I'm just for my own curiosity's sake. Do you remember?
No, I think he just looked like he did on the show. Just a little button-up shirt, a little dork.
Okay.
I remember everyone was making fun of me that night. Like, all my coworkers, they were just like, that guy's really into you. I thought that was your boyfriend, and I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed because I was like, no, that's not my type. I would never. And I was still married to True at this time.
I was gonna say, but didn't they know that you were married to someone else also?
No, because this was just an event I was working, so I didn't know these people.
Okay. So you didn't like wear like your wedding, as a bartender, like you usually don't, I didn't wear mine when I was bartending because like, you want to get as many.
You did it?
No, you want to get as many tips as possible.
You hooker.
If people think you're like married, like they're not going to give you more money,
It's true.
Come on, Vanessa, back me up with this one.
No, it's true. It's true.
You're working for tips, honey. Like, you don't
wear
wear.
mine anyway.
You're always single when you're a bartender. Like, that's how that works. All right. So the they break up. She moves to Carmen's. What happens next between the two of you?
After, I don't remember exactly when that was when she left, but I moved in not long after that.
You moved into Colt and Debbie's townhouse.
Yeah.
Right after Larissa went to Carmen's.
It was not long after that. I don't remember how long, maybe a month. I don't really remember, but it wasn't too long after that I moved in with him.
Through that process, like, okay, so you and True obviously were not happy with each other and you wanted an out, I'm assuming, and you met Colt and he seemed to, well, he gave you stalker vibes, but there was something about him that you were like, okay, like, what was it? Like, okay, you said he was stalkery and like kind of creepy. What was it about him that like kind of turned you around about him to make you like, like when you moved into Colt and Debbie's, was it like because like you wanted to be romantically involved with him? Was it because
no.
You wanted to be out of the house and you needed a place to go and they wanted
Yes, it was more I told him even when I moved in. We had an agreement. Like, I would give him rent money, that way I could just be in that third bedroom and like I can do my own thing. This is not going to be a relationship. that kind of thing. So I was giving him rent money, but he didn't quite see it that way. He was still wanting more with me, and I was just like, dude, like, I don't want this.
At this point, there, like, nothing has happened between you two, like no kiss, like, nothing intimate, or
No, I did kiss him one night. We went out, we were drinking. That was a night I kind of I kind of used him a little bit. I wanted an out from True,
well,
and I
no,
didn't.
we'll get no, because he used you a lot. So if you have to use him a skosh, like that's okay. Because well, and guys, I told you this is gonna be a long ass live, and there's a lot of cover. So this is just we're still in 2018. We have not gotten to 2024 yet. Okay, but go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so I just wanted True and I had done a lot of the, we broke up, but then we got back together, and I was just like, I need to like finalize this, and I don't know how to. And I was like, if I cheat, he will never take me back. So I just made out with Colt, and I went, and immediately after I made out with Colt, I told True. I was like, so this happened, so I'm out now.
For now, okay, all right.
Yeah.
You know, I could see that. All right. All right, so and then Colt saw that makeout session as like, oh, she's the new one, right? And then you moved in, but you moved into like the third bedroom, not expecting any type of romance.
No, I didn't. I wasn't into him like that. Like, I loved talking to him. He was my best friend, but I just couldn't get past, like, I just wasn't attracted to him.
Well, okay. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so like, hold on, let me see what I got here. How, the red shirt photo and the
teeny tiny shots.
that picture. Just in case, like, I mean, would you say it was like
teeny tiny shots?
Just like that, or like, I don't know.
He's great with his mouth. That's it. That's his mouth game is strong, but the other one, not so much.
So he likes to orally go downstairs.
Yes.
He's strong on that game. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you have to make up for it because we all saw that picture, and
teeny tiny shot.
That I told you. Listen, I told you I was going to make you laugh. She was so nervous. I'm like, I'm going to make you laugh. I promise you. Okay, so, and good for you for not holding that against him. The
teeny tiny
that bit, that. So listen, you really are a good altruistic Christian woman that really looks on the inside of somebody, because if I had saw that, like, honestly, when I first saw that picture, I thought it was his asshole. I'm just saying, like, one of my friends, the red shirt picture, and I can't show it obviously, but and everybody knows I'm talking. If you've been around for a long time, you know the infamous red shirt picture. But I had to have one of my friends draw a diagram because I was convinced that was his asshole and not his dick. Because that's how backwards I had it, because I didn't even know. But
oh my God.
But listen, like, you really are a good person, because like, if I one time I pulled around a guy with something like with that.
Teeny tiny.
And I was like, I can't work with this. I gotta go. And I left. I was like, no, I don't know what to tell you about that. But you really did see the good in him. And God bless you for it.
I tried.
Like, that's what we call you, Saint Vanessa. Because all right.
By the way, his shit does not work. I'm sorry. He takes Viagra.
It's teeny tiny. That doesn't work either.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We have to go back to 2018. Hold on. I'm gonna make a candle. Like, like when you go to the the low cost supermarket. And they have the prayer candles, like with the
Oh
same
my God,
sign.
yes.
I'm gonna make
Yeah.
one with you on it, and you'll be like the patron saint of teeny tininess, is what you're gonna be.
Stop.
Okay. All right. So going back. All right. You move into Debbie and Colt's, and he's thinking it's for one thing. You're there for like a room. What was it like living in that house, living with Debbie, meeting Debbie for the first time? Did you meet Debbie prior to moving into the house?
Yes.
And how did that go?
She was really nice. She cooked a nice steak dinner.
Did she give you an apple with it? And was it rare, and was it moving?
I knew you were gonna do. No, you know what? Her first meal, the very first time I went over, it was like the best steak ever. But that was the one and only time that it was that good.
So she cooked you. Was it actually cooked, or was it just a slab of like raw meat on a plate with an apple?
No,
Like, did
it
she
was
actually put it
cooked.
in?
It was really, really good. I swear.
Okay. All right. So, and like, honestly, like, we've all watched the show, and Colt with just different women, Larissa, Jess, you, Debbie seemed to like you the most out of everybody.
She did. She doesn't now.
We'll get there. We'll get there. All right. So Debbie was nice to you. She gave you a steak. There was no apple.
No apple.
I was a little disappointed. Not, you could have just said there was an apple to make myself feel better about it, but it's okay. You tell the truth. Don't flourish or exaggerate. In my mind, she still gave you an apple with it. And so, how many times did you meet her prior to moving into the house?
Couple times. I don't remember really. It's so long ago, but we got along fine. I tried to stay out of the way when I moved in. Like, I stayed in my room a lot, or I would go out and do my own thing. Like, I was really trying to make it just a roommate situation, but Colt had other plans.
Did you have your own bathroom in your room, or did you share a bath?
I shared a bathroom with Debbie.
Okay, well, the women's room. All right. And what was the overwhelming amount of cats? As I have a cat next to me, so I'm not a cat hater, but was the overwhelming amount of cats in the house an issue for you?
No, I mean, I'm usually allergic to cats, and I wasn't there. I didn't have any issues at all. So I was like, all right, well, this is fine, I guess.
So you moved in. So, okay, so you're in the house, and they weren't filming, right? When you moved in, there was no filming going on or anything like that?
Not at that time, no.
When you moved in, did Colt ask you to be on the show to film as like a prospective girlfriend or something like that, to keep him like on the show in some regard?
No, because at this time he was looking for another Brazilian. They didn't want to follow Americans or anything, and
Got a type.
yeah. So he was pissed. He was pissed off later on that Larissa was filming with Eric, and he was like, "I need to find a younger, hotter Brazilian to outdo her." Da 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 da. And that's.
But okay, I never really cared for Eric-y. And Larissa knows that. I just think he's a douchebag. So Larissa's filming with Eric-y on Happily Ever After, but you're a younger, hotter catch. Why? And Eric was from the States. He wasn't like, from overseas. So why did Colt need to feel like he needed to film with somebody from Brazil again, or from whatever other country, when like Larissa was filming with somebody from America?
I mean, I probably because I wasn't giving him like any signs that I was interested in him. I really wasn't. I loved him as a friend, and that's it. And I think he just really wanted to, I don't know, a huge fuck you to Larissa, really.
Yeah, because I remember, and I wasn't your friend. I've always been Larissa's, bread and butter, and I've said horrible things about you.
Yes.
I have. Yeah, I've
Yes, you have.
horrible things. I have, and
It's all good.
and I'm sorry, and like it's funny that like I never thought in a million years that we'd ever be here, and it wasn't
Right.
until like who did I just have on recently? Not
Giovana.
Jalissa, Giovana. That me and you connected. That like and I had reached out to you like months ago, but prior to like Giovanna's interview, and I'm like, hey Vanessa, and I'm like, because like me and you have always been like just not good,
Right.
so because you were with Colt primarily, and I just can't stand him, but it's just really nice, and just like the True is your ex was giving me death threats. Like, you can't say it about my wife, I'm going to have the gay knock, I'm like, oh, okay. But, I never expected that from True. Never expected this from you. And I really do like full circle moments. And this is as full circle as it gets. And thank you,
Yep.
Wendy. And me and you have been talking for like, almost every day for like, what, 2 months now?
Yep.
And you are just fantastic. Like, I want to be your roommate. Like, you are just a pleasure to be around. And I really wish that we had only spoken like 7 years ago when this was happening,
Yeah.
and it didn't fester for this long. But I'm happy we're here now. And yeah, okay. So, all right. So now here's a silly question out of my own curiosity's sake. Walk me through a day at you living at Colt and Debbie's for the first time. Like, was Debbie pouring like shots of Bailey in her not Bailey's, no, Jameson in her coffee every day? Like, just what was a typical day?
I believe she likes Seagram 7 or something like that. She likes her 7 and 7s. That's her thing.
7 gal. Oh, old fashioned. I like that. Okay. Vanessa looks amazing. Can you see the chat? You can't see the chat. You're on your phone. Okay. So what was a typical day like? Okay, so you're living there in the townhouse. There's the cats. There's Colt. There's Debbie. There's a slot machine.
Yes, can't forget the slot machine.
What was like a typical day like at Shea Colt?
Everyone kind of avoided each other. Debbie was usually in her room watching TV with the cats, and Colt was off jerking off in another room. That's what he did. Sometimes I would hear him playing porn from my room. I was just like, all right, this is a little awkward.
Like, he had it that loud? Like,
yes!
on stereo?
Yes, and he just leaves the door open, I'm like,
no.
Yes!
No.
Yes, I could hear the porn coming from his room. And, I mean, my room was right next to Debbie's, so I'm like, I'm pretty sure Debbie hears this, too.
Try not to say orange pay so much. That's a sizzle word for YouTube.
I'm sorry.
Adult animated, we'll say.
Sorry.
But, okay, so you're home, and Debbie's... Okay, so Debbie's in her room playing with the cats with the Jameson and the coffee. Not playing the slot machine. And then Colt, so you're all upstairs, right?
Yeah.
And Colt's got his door open with the adult animated stuff going on surround sound.
No, I think it was just on his phone. But I could hear it loud and clear. Like, I'm just hearing moaning and slapping, and I was just like, oh God, this is awkward.
Like, okay. Now wait, Vanessa told me a lot of stuff behind the scenes, like of stalking through the but so was that like an invitation for you to come in? Like,
no, I think he was just doing his thing, and I was like, I mean, I just had to. A lot of my life there, I had to pretend I didn't see most of what I was seeing. I just
Teeny, teeny, tiny shot.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep playing that too. I'm gonna keep playing that, so get used to it. And okay, so let me back up. So he would sit there. Now, was like the door like wide open or like open like a crack, like a smidge?
Like a crack, but it was enough to where you could hear it loud and clear.
So now his mother is like footsteps away in her room.
Yeah.
And he would be doing that with the door ajar in his room with his mother right there.
Yeah. It was very
Lord,
normal.
Lord, no wonder why she needs 7 and 7 everything she drinks. I don't even know. No wonder why like Debbie was like this and every. Oh, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me just get. Hold on. And I don't even. No, and this would be
very
like
normal for them. Like they have no boundaries with each other. Just whatever, it's fine. There's times that like there was one time where he got really drunk and he wasn't wearing any pants and Debbie walked in and it's just like whatever. Like what is going on?
No, he was just Fred Flintstoning it around the house with no bottoms.
Yeah, well he was they got in a fight. They were like packing or something to go, I think, film in New York. And they got in a fight because he got
tell-all. It has to be a tell-all. Did you?
Yeah.
There's no hotels in New York.
Yeah. And he got really drunk and she got pissed off because he was supposed to be packing, like they were getting ready to leave the next morning. She got pissed off, but I walk in and he's not wearing any pants. He's just laughing. I'm just like, what is going on? She's screaming, like she's pissed off. I was like, what did I get myself into?
This is wild. Okay, all right, and okay. How many days? And again, I'm meticulous in details. How many days of you living there at the townhouse? You just moved in. You're getting away from a marriage that didn't work for you. Like you're thinking this is like your new, like safe place to live. How many days into you staying there did this creepy door opening jerk off session start happening whilst you were there?
I heard it a few times. It wasn't like every night, but I heard it a few times. And it wasn't just that. He would bring other girls over.
Oh,
Yeah. I would have to stay in my room or, I would just stay quiet. Debbie would meet these other girls as I'm in the third bedroom. It was all very awkward.
so okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a fun way
Okay.
to start a life there.
Did anybody ever hang out in the living room in the townhouse, or was like that, like like with the cat, like a formal living room, like with like that nobody ever walked in, like did
No one really hung out downstairs a whole lot. Everyone just kind of did their own thing.
huh? Okay, all right, okay, and then okay. So Larissa's at Carmen's. This is happening. Okay. At some point, you and Colt start being more than just roommates, but is this before or after, if my memory serves correctly, then he's on the show with Jess, right? So Jessica, the one, to the people in the chat, Jessica was the one that threw the red heels at him, which was probably one of my favorite moments from 90 Day Fiance. Like that was Jessica throwing the heels at Colt was just the best. But you guys were together prior to Jessica, right? Or no?
We weren't in a relationship, no.
But
I was living there. I lived there the whole time before he even met Jess.
Okay.
He hid that from her. So when they talked about babysitting the cats, I wasn't just babysitting the cats. I was living there.
that episode of Happily, like when you came in and like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I know what you're talking about. Okay, all right, so you were living there, already babysitting the cats, and prior to Jess, like you obviously you were on Instagram, you were following me and seeing what I was posting. You knew that Colt was talking to a harem of women, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And what did he like? Did you ever question him on that? Like, because I would post a screen like 8 years ago on my old account that's not even there anymore. I would post women's DMs with him every day. Colt promised me this, and Colt promised me that, and Colt sent me this picture, and Colt did this. Like, did you ever question him about like all the women that he's speaking to online?
I did.
Oh,
He said, "Oh, I just get bored, but you're the only one that matters to me." Blah blah blah. And at this time, I wasn't wanting a relationship with him, so I didn't really care.
But it was. Did it? I mean, like, it's hard because like you were one of the women, and like I don't. But what was it about him that sung to everybody? Like how I'm still to this day amazed that this guy with
Teeny, teeny, tiny.
and and like and okay, was Colt also still working when
Yes.
you were there? Like, okay, so he was still working like 9 to 5, like full-time job.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then he came home. He talked to all these women. You weren't in a relationship with him prior to him being with Jessica.
No.
Now, I'm trying to remember. Julissa was after Jessica, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're living there. He was thinking that you guys were more than just friends, but then he starts to film again for Jess. So was he ever really interested in Jess, or was he just doing it to be on the show?
No, he was just doing that one to be on the show.
Yeah.
He brought her out to Vegas to stay at the house, and at this time I was living there, but what he did he sent me out to Tahoe on vacation to bring her down.
No.
Yes. He paid for my trip to Tahoe. So I was like, okay, I'll take it.
Like
Just so I would
Price
get
is Right. A free trip to Tahoe, but that's what you get. Wait, I didn't even know he brought it.
You should have taken me. I would have gone with you.
I need a cigarette now. I didn't even know that that Jess was here. I thought that he had met her in Brazil first time.
No, I think they met on Facebook or something, and then he brought her out to Vegas. This wasn't on the show.
No, it wasn't. No. Okay, so and did he mention to you, like, as roommates living in the steak and apple house, did he mention to you that like he was talking to other women, or was that just like something he kept to himself? He kind of knew.
No, he told me. He told me about Jess. He told me, he was bringing another girl over to the house at this time.
Wait, on top of Jess?
Yeah.
Who?
Liz. I don't know if you remember her.
They posted about her. I mean, there's so many like.
Yeah, you posted about her, and then she was friends.
Oh my god, I don't even remember Liz. She couldn't have been around that long if I don't remember her.
Yeah, well, she never made it on the show, but yeah, she comes and goes.
How dare you? Okay, so Jess is coming to Vegas, and she's staying at your house, and Colt gives you a weekend trip to Tahoe, all expenses paid. Did you stay at a nice resort at least? Like, did you go skiing?
Yeah, I had a really fun time.
Okay.
And in the meantime, he's still updating me on like what's happening with Jess. So I was like, all right, whatever, I don't care.
And how long is Jess there for? Like a weekend?
I think like a week.
And you're in Tahoe for a week?
Yeah.
And he paid for it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Good for
Like,
you,
why
girl.
would I be mad? Thank you.
No, I mean, like, shouldn't I take a free vacation to Lake Tahoe for a week? Hey. Okay. And why did he feel that he needed to put you in Tahoe for a week if you guys weren't like romantic? He just didn't want like to have a girl roommate that Jessica might get jealous over. Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I guess that went well enough for him. So you come back. What happened after you came back from Tahoe? Did you guys have like a conversation or?
Just back to normal. Like, okay, that was fun. Great. I'm going to be filming with her. Like, all right, cool. Like, I didn't really care about who he was with or what he's doing with them, but he would tell me everything. He said he needed her for the show. He wasn't really into her very much, but she'll do.
Okay. Well, yeah. All right. So then he flies to Brazil. We watch on Happily. We watched the whole season. And you guys still were not like, romantic at all. You were just house sitting the cats while you were living there, And what was Debbie saying about this whole Colt? And because Debbie didn't come off like she liked Jess all that much on the show.
She liked her off the show. Like the first week that she was here in Vegas and she spent the week at the house, Debbie said she was a nice girl. She was easy to get along with. Everything seemed fine until they started filming. I don't really understand what happened there.
Okay. So he's there filming, and then the shoes that they're thrown, that ends violently, and then Cole comes home, right? Like he's home, and Jess is done, right?
So first, Colt
Please elaborate.
Colt knew she had a temper. Like she had flipped out on him before. So he said, I think I know how to trigger her to really get a reaction out of her on the show. He wanted it filmed.
Oh, wait. So when Larissa called Colt a gaslighter all those times years ago, and nobody wanted to believe Larissa, it was Colt gaslighting her. Just like you're saying he gaslight Jessica.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I'm going to text Larissa right now. Hold on. I'm going to text her after. Hold on 1 second.
We might have her up here.
And then I'm going to take a drag of this. I'm going to get on my phone. I'm going to text Larissa right away. Hold on.
Well, let me turn this light on real quick.
Let me just text Larissa real quick. Are you watching my live with Vanessa right now? Because, girly, you are being vindicated. People be like, what's vindicated mean? But it's okay.
I sound like Larissa.
Colt is a gaslighter.
Colt does everything for the show. Colt doesn't have much of a life outside of the show. The way his brain thinks, everything is for the show. He needs to get reactions. He likes to say, the show likes to see emotions harvested, and that's what I want to get out of people. So he will purposely hold on to certain things and not bring it up until they're filming, just to get that reaction, to get the ratings. Everything's about the ratings.
A true Kim Richards is what Colt is. Wow. So, I guess they're getting the real-time reactions on TV, which is what you want on reality TV, I suppose. So I guess Colt's playing into what makes good reality TV, but you don't plan things to get a reaction on somebody. Like the natural beauty of reality TV, when it's in its purest form, is that you're watching people interact in real reactions and happening in real time, and not stuff that you're holding back. And I'm gonna wait till like say A, B, C, D, and E while we're on camera to get this rise out of you. Like that's
how Cole operates, though. That's why I didn't like filming with him, because I was like, I don't know what you're gonna throw at me. I know you will hold on to things for years if needed, just until the cameras come around and to get that reaction out of me.
This is wild. Okay, so going back to what you were saying. All right, so he was telling you that he was like getting like reactions out of her, and like keep going. With
So he knew that she had a temper. He came up with the plan of telling her in Brazil about babysitting the cats. He knew that she was very jealous of me, and I was like a really sore spot for her. So he came up with this idea, told the producers. Producers were like, oh, this is great. We love it. Are you sure, though? Like, this could end the relationship. And he said, I don't care. I want that scene. I think he knew he could get stabbed, and he didn't care. He just wanted to get the ratings. Everything's about the ratings.
And they weren't paying him like, bonuses, or were they paying him bonuses for like a,
No.
okay.
No, they don't pay at all.
No, I know the salaries they make, like, you guys make, like, so like this is insane. Okay, all right, so that ends poorly, and walk me through it. You're living in the house, the whole, that season wraps filming. He's no longer with Jessica. So what happens next with you two?
Somewhere along the line, in between the Jess thing, we did start getting like intimate. It wasn't like I wasn't having sex with him. He was just going down,
Well, and again,
teeny tiny shot.
So I get it. Okay, so but like what happened in the house? Like, were you just like, you know what, fuck it, like he's got a good tongue and I'm here.
Yeah.
So, like,
I didn't have to do anything, so why not?
Okay. All right, so that's happening. He's going downstairs. And then when do you guys start to like actually like become a couple? And is that before or after Mexico with Jalissa?
It was after Jalissa.
All right, so, and again, I can't remember like back that long ago, but what was the window? And 8 years ago, I could probably tell you what it was because I interviewed Jalissa. Another one of my first interviews on YouTube was true. It was Jalissa. Like, it was pretty much built on Colt. And Larissa, like, go back to like my channel from the very beginning and look at the lives I was doing. It was
I watched all of them.
All right. So he's done with Jess. He's done filming. So all right. So what was Colt like after he was done filming with Jess? And he gaslit her, and this happened. She threw the shoe. They filmed the tell-all. Blah 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 blah. He came back to the house and he was like, "Hey, Vanessa, we need a new game plan. Like, I need to find a new girl." Or like, what was like? Because obviously he wants to be on the show and stay on the show because of the ratings, and he thinks he's a cash cow, whatever.
It's not about I really don't think it's about the cash as much as like it's the attention that he gets. He cannot handle not having attention on him. Like it's I've never seen someone so desperate for attention like he is.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It goes back to his childhood. I know a lot of his trauma, I guess, from his childhood, and that's like he was alienated basically throughout his whole childhood. He was homeschooled. He didn't have friends. He told me he forgot how to talk. That's how much he wasn't socialized or anything. He had to
Was
actually
it
go
like
through.
a flowers in the attic type of deal going on here? Like, what? Why was he so traumatized? Like, Debbie. We saw pictures of Debbie. Like, she was a showgirl, and like, she was Debbie lived, honey. And that's why she looks the way she does. I'm sorry, but it's true. No. I've seen pictures of. We've all seen pictures of Debbie back in the day, like when she was like the big thing. What was different about Colt's life as a child that you could shine a light on in a positive way, maybe about Colt? Like, I don't know, like what was his childhood like?
Well, this is like why I was very drawn to him. I felt very sorry for him. Like, he told me all this stuff, and I felt sorry for him more than anything. That was why I stuck
Why was he
around for so long.
homeschooled?
Huh?
Why was he homeschooled?
From what he told me, one day he came home from school and said, Debbie, this school makes me sad. I don't want to go back. And so Debbie said, okay. Like, Debbie doesn't really.
She doesn't say no to him.
Yeah. Never.
And how
Never.
old
To
was
this
he?
day.
How old was he at this point when he went to school one day and he was like, I don't like school. They're mean to me and I don't like it. And she's like, okay, I'll teach you myself.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
a teenager? Like what? Like,
No, I think he said maybe 7 years old or something like that.
so Debbie homeschooled him like from like second grade to like high school? Like,
Yeah. And this is why he has so much resentment towards her. The thing is, from what he told me, I'm just repeating what he told me. I wasn't there, obviously, but he said that she attempted homeschooling him for, I don't know, it didn't last very long, maybe a week or two. Like, she tried to be the teacher and then it didn't work out. So she was just like, all right, well, do your thing, kid. And he just was in his room all the time. He had to escape his reality by, I don't know, coming up with stories in his own head. And I think that's why he can't really differentiate like the show and fiction and all this stuff.
but he does have like intelligence about him because didn't he work as like a computer programmer or like something in that field? Or
Yes,
IT or something like that?
yeah, he's a software engineer.
So I mean, like, you can't be a dullard and be a software engineer. Like, I'm like,
Well,
this is what, you
here's
can. I don't know.
he did go to school for being a software engineer, but
But
and he's gonna be pissed that I told this story. But he was having an he had an older lady that was lonely. He was banging her to do his homework. So that's why he sucks at his goddamn job.
hold on. Wait, there's some. Wait.
Can I ask you a question? Why?
Wait. 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 And wait. Oh my god. Okay. I just hear what I heard. I don't know if I heard what I
Did
heard.
I hear what I heard?
Okay, so
Oh,
okay.
Pacific.
So Colt, after he graduated from the Colt Johnson School, high school and middle school and elementary school taught by Debbie, he then progressed to like a turnpike tech type of like school, like where
Yeah,
he went
yeah.
to.
He went to college, and there
What kind of
he
college?
met an older lady that
What kind of college? Is it a college where
Percy
like
Jackson
you can
went
get
to?
like your checks cashed like the next door over? Is it that type of college?
I don't know what college it was. It's DigiPen. I looked that up.
Wait, is it a college or like in the strip mall? Like there's the Software Engineer School of America. Then get your checks cashed here. Then
Oh my
some
God.
sketch. Then some sketchy
get another degree.
Portuguese meat place, and then the Dollar Tree next door. Is it that type of campus that we're looking at?
I don't know much about that, but I know that he told me that he was banging some older lady to do his homework for him. So I was like, oh, that explains why you can't hold down a job, because you kind of manipulated your way through college too.
So he has no degree. Or a fake degree. A fake degree.
And y'all, we're still in 2018.
He earned it, I guess, but he had to do some things.
I'm sure he earned it.
Well, I really wouldn't put it that way, but okay. Because we saw the pictures.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Okay.
What? Balls are rolling.
Vanessa, I have to say, I've given a lot of interviews in my life, and I've never been speechless this amount of times during it.
This is one of the funnest ones
I have never been without words so many times during an interview, and I've given quite a few, and this is.
I have to say, and she's speaking the truth of the truth. You can't make this shit up.
No, you
know what I mean? And she is telling it like it is.
No, say it like you mean it.
You go, girl.
Okay.
He's gonna be furious to hear that I told that story, because he doesn't.
We'll finish school the right way.
Okay. All right. So, circling back to Jess, right?
I forgot about that.
I'm trying to keep the train going. No. Oh no, I love all these asides. These are great. No, these I want more of them. So
I'll give you my
keep it
number
coming.
if you want to text me
All right.
more. I don't care.
So he fucked his way through Turnpike Tech School.
He fucked his way through school.
So
he fucked his way through school.
Just giving mental notes in my head. All right. So then back to Jeff.
Oh, you want to know the best part, though? He introduced me to this woman when we went out to Seattle.
Hey, hush up. No. What? Oh my God. This gets better.
And how did that come about? Please. I want to hear every single detail of that.
I mean, it was awkward because she was super sweet. I really liked her. And she even warned me, Colt is nothing but drama. So she knows what's up. But yeah, when I saw her, I was like, Colt, she's old enough to be your mother. Why?
You look like Debbie.
Similar.
Oh, come on. Text me a picture of her. Do you have a picture of her? I want to see it. I want to see it right now.
I'll find it later. But yeah, she was older, and I was shocked. I was shocked.
And he's still in contact with her.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's still in contact with her, and she's so important in his life that he felt the need to have you guys meet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was all awkward. I felt super uncomfortable, actually, when he said, oh, we're going to go meet her. I was like, I don't want to meet her. He's like, no, you're going to like her. I was like, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this?
Did you know that they were like that before you met her, or no?
Yeah, I knew that. That's why I didn't want to meet her.
Okay, so now when you actually sat down and you met her, what was your first thing that you said to her? I'm sitting over here for a second.
We're swapping.
Hi.
So what? Because this is hilarious to me, and I could only imagine. Like I've been in spots like that, but like, what was your like when you sat down and you were like, "Hi, I'm Vanessa. Nice to meet you," and like, what happened after that?
No, I mean, she was really, really nice. And she seemed like she had some sort of anger towards Colt too, because she right away started saying, he's nothing but drama and da 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 da. Like, there's definitely some sort of tension. And because she started saying that, I actually liked her. I was just like, oh, okay. So we kind of started talking shit about him.
So it didn't feel like awkward or weird, like.
It was the only thing that was awkward was when I first saw her, and I was just like, "Really, Colt? Like, how? She's much older than you." Like, I couldn't believe it.
I love it. Okay, she's smiling
wait, Vanessa, did she have crochet needles in her like fingers, like when you met her, and like a ball of yarn? I'm just asking.
Wait, what do you say?
He said, was she crocheting and having a ball of
Oh
yarn
my God.
in her lap?
Stop. No. No, she was really nice. I don't want to talk bad about her, but it was
nice,
just
but
it was awkward. It was awkward. I didn't want to meet her, but he insisted, and yeah, it happened.
How long did you guys hang out for?
We went out to lunch together.
So a good like hour, maybe 2 hours. Like,
yeah,
oh my God.
yeah.
And this is a woman that you knew that this guy was banging to to get A's and pass.
Yeah.
It was a very thorough course. I'm going to assume. Like,
yes, it was.
And
I'm
sure that he earned his extra credits.
I don't know if he earned extra credit.
Like, is that like on the curriculum for ASCII plus, like, designing, like, bang this woman? Okay.
I'm not friends with him.
Just,
I like
just
you.
To give a guesstimation.
So I'm
because how many years older? Like 40? That's what I'm guessing. Like, was she
I think she's in her 50s, and Colt's 39, but I think she's 50s, closer to 60s now. I don't know.
But how old was Colt when that was happening?
Oh,
well,
I don't. I mean, it had to be college years, 20. She had to be. Yeah, I don't know how old she was.
So if he was 20, then that would make her probably around between like 40-ish to almost 45, and then
all right,
40,
okay.
And that would make her 60 to almost 60.
So now we know. Sorry. So now we know Colt earned his degree. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's why he can't hold down a job, is because he sucks at it.
So he didn't learn anything but trying to bang. And again, like, I hate to say it.
Teeny, tiny shots you give yourself every day.
So clearly, he had to
eat his way through it.
Eat his way through it.
Exactly. That's why his mouth game is so strong. Because he's had to do this a few times.
Was she like the graduate? Like, was she Mrs. Robinson and taught him, like, well, sir, you have a small, and like, had to make up for it as you go down. Was she the woman that inspired his good tongue activity? Oh my God!
You said the
ABC. It's Christmas Day. Jesus Christ was born today, and we're talking about this. Okay, all right, okay.
I told you there's a lot more fun things that are not even related to the show.
I figured. See, that's what I thought, because I saw what he was working with.
I said this was a Christmas spectacular. Like, only needs a couple of Rockettes to come out. Debbie, come out. No. Imagine Debbie came out with her show dress.
And the homework teacher.
Okay. No. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. All right.
See, we're fun. We.
So going back to So Jess and Jalissa. Walk us through the whole Jalissa thing now. Okay.
I did not know about Jalissa.
So you watched me, probably.
Yes. Well, no,
Great job.
at this point, we were fighting a lot because he really was pushing for a relationship, and I told him I didn't want one. And he's just like, I just don't understand why. And I was like, because you're a cheater. Like, you're going to do it to me too. He's just like, no, if you were to just give me a chance, I wouldn't do it. It's just that you don't give me a chance. That's why I continue doing what I do. Da, 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 da. There was a lot of that, just back and forth, back and forth. And it was just driving me insane. So I was like, I have to go. Like, I moved out. And 2 days within me moving out, he's in Mexico with Jalissa.
God, oh.
Now, guys, if you don't know
What?
who Jalissa is, she was never on the show, but this is 4 years ago. One of my first lives. Go to the bottom of my channel. Hit the live button and go to the bottom. You'll see Jalissa. So you had moved. What? So you moved out. Where did you go?
I found some roommates to go with, and I just
Okay.
needed to get away from him because he was driving me insane. But yeah, he didn't tell me he was going to Mexico. We kind of
What was he
stopped.
doing to you, like, to drive you crazy? I mean, like, I already know the answer, but like, what was he doing to you to, like, you're living in the house, you're paying rent,
She's like,
you're
waking
helping
up.
out there, you're paying the bills towards the townhouse with the slot machine and the toaster oven. What
And the
what
steaks.
and the steaks and the apples. You're paying for the apples with the steaks. So what was he doing to you to, like, was the door open more in a skosh when he was like, like, what
No,
was
it
happening?
was just that, like, we couldn't really figure out what we were doing with each other. He really wanted the relationship, and I was very anti-relationship just because I saw how he did all these women. I'm like, why would you stop all this for me? And he's just like, because you're special. And I was just like, yeah, I don't think so. But I asked him, I was like, if you can show me that you can stop all of this, I will give you a chance.
Sorry. I'm sorry, I couldn't hold that in.
No, that's what she wanted too. She's like, 'cause he couldn't.
But he never could stop. And he swore, he's like, I can if you were to just say yes. I was like, it was just a lot of that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
And here you are, this beautiful woman living in this house. But you never, and I know the answer to this already, but to people in the chat don't. You didn't sign up to be with Colt or be his friend because you wanted fame. You didn't do this because you wanted to be on the show and, like, make a name for yourself, right?
No, I don't even post on social media. Like,
you don't.
Yeah.
So you were in it for, like, the right reasons.
Yes,
Like, you
really cared for him.
You genuinely cared for him, and you thought that he was getting a raw deal. But the women that he had picked or whatever, you never wanted any, like, you didn't want to be part of the show. Like, when, like, they asked you to, like, come in and say, I'm babysitting the cat, was that, like, something you wanted to do?
No. So when the producers got to the house, I was there, and Colt tried to pass it off as, oh, she's just a fan that wants to see how everything works here.
What?
Yeah.
So
no.
Shut
In
up.
my house.
Wait, no. So production's there, and I've been around production. I know most of the producers.
Yes, we do.
Colt phrased it that you were just some super fan who happened to be in his house.
Yeah.
And production was like, "Oh, how good of you, Colt!" So we're like,
No, I think the producer was watching me very closely, and I knew the house very well, so I was, moving around like it was my house, and she caught on to that real quick. She's like, this is not a fan. She lives here.
So he lied to
And-
production.
Yeah, he lies to everybody.
Hi, this is just some random fan that I have in my house that's just walking around.
She was just going door to door selling vacuum cleaners.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
Here's your Electrolux. Oh my God, you're Colt. I'm
that
a
was your
Superman.
idea.
Maybe-
It's just some rando that showed up at my door, and I just let her in my
Okay.
house, and she wanders around.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you move out,
Especially
and then
pretty
how
shit.
long? Okay, you move out, and then how long before like you moved out did you go to Mexico to see Jalissa?
I think it was like 2 days after I moved out. This man moves so quick. I've moved out.
What?
I moved out so many times, and every single time, there was one time, I think within 6 hours, he was at a strip club.
Like you should play like Ethan Hunt. You should be Tom Cruise in the Mission Impossible movies. That's how fast he is. Like Jesus Christ, Colt Johnson as the new Ethan Hunt. All right, so you're out 2 days. He's already in Mexico, like and like I remember Jalissa, and the story, Jalissa and oh my God, Giovana, it's the same exact story.
Yes.
On how he preyed on their religious background. I mean, that when we had Giovana on a couple of months ago, it was the same story. It was identical to Jalissa, and I was like, I feel like I'm like it's like a rerun in my head because it was the same thing.
Well, when
Pretty
she
much.
reached out to me, Giovana, like, I heard the story, and that's what made me furious because this happened right after I left. Like I said, the man moves fast. This happened right after I left him out in Reno, and he swore.
Wait, don't get there yet. No, we're jumping ahead. Hold on, no.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah. No, we'll get there. No, I want to keep this on
Grab a
the.
sandwich and a salad.
Sorry.
guys.
Yeah.
We'll be here
Yeah,
a
no,
while.
no, don't apologize. I just want to keep this on this. Like, yeah, I want to keep the. We'll get there. All right. He's in Mexico with Jalissa. You're somewhere else. So he tries and he does vet Jalissa to be on the show. And Jalissa's another beautiful gal. Young. You could see her on my channel. Go look at it from years ago.
Well, he did
He
very beautiful.
he wine and dined her and preyed on her family like he did with Giovana's, and trying to get her to film because he still wants to be on the show.
He wants that money.
When did you find out about the Mexican trip with Jalissa?
I don't really remember. It might have been through your channel, maybe. I don't really remember how I found out that he went
I am
down
a
there.
news source.
Oh,
Oh,
I think
God,
she
you ruined
reached out to
everything.
me. I remember she did reach out to me at some point. He told me because I had seen her or like him liking her stuff on social media. And I was just like, who is this girl? And he's just like, oh, it's just a girl that I kind of like. I might meet her someday. I don't know. But at this point, he had already met her. I didn't know.
Okay, so at some point he comes home from Jalissa's. What brings you back to Colt after you had moved out because you couldn't take him being so annoying anymore? Like what was like the next step that like made you like give him like a 15 chance?
So
Hold
he started.
Hold on. Was it because of this?
Teeny tiny shot.
I'm just wondering. No, go ahead.
So he
I'm gonna keep playing that.
started just doing a lot of nice little things for me. He doesn't usually cook, but he started cooking and like bringing me food, and I was just like,
what? Oh, no. Okay, now again, here's another aside because now I need to know this. You said cooking. What does he cook?
he made like these little the place we went out to in Seattle with that woman. It was a little dumpling house, and I love those dumplings, and I couldn't find them anywhere out here in Vegas. So he decided to make them for me because he's just like, I know you can't get, I know how much you loved them, so let me make it for you. And sure enough, he did, and it was similar to it. Whatever recipe he found, it was similar, and I just thought that was so sweet.
That is
very
actually
sweet.
sweet.
That's
That
very
is sweet. I'll give him. I'll give him a snap for that.
That is
That
very
is sweet. Okay, but he's a charmer, right? Like that's a, he makes,
Exactly.
like, and that was calculated. That wasn't just like, oh, I did this because you're a sweet girl and I want to make you happy. He did that because it was calculated to like draw you back in.
Yeah.
Okay, so he made you some dumplings, and that's what got you.
Well, he was doing a lot more than that. Like, I remember he brought me some flowers. There was a lot of things he was doing. And then when I found out about Julissa, he was supposed to film Single Life with her, actually. I wasn't supposed to be on it. She was supposed to film Single Life, not me.
But then he filmed Single Life with you.
Yeah.
Yes, because COVID happened and the travel stopped. He wasn't allowed to go to Mexico. He couldn't go anywhere. So now that I look back on it, the only reason he decided to really go after me was because that's when production decided, okay, Americans are fine.
And I hate to say this, but he had no other choice.
Yeah.
But
I didn't realize this until now.
You're beautiful and smart and intelligent. Like, if I was straight, I'd fuck the hell out of you. I'm just saying, but like, I don't want to say like that you're a last resort, but like you were
it was
a last resort to keep him on the show.
Right.
For him to be on it, he had to have somebody.
So
and obviously she was
that's how the single, oh my God. Wow.
And that's not fair because she just has a lot more credit.
So when I found out about Julissa, I told him, go to hell. Don't talk to me ever again. He shows up at my house and he said, come outside. I need to talk to you. And I was just like, no, I don't want to hear any of your
bullshit. You weren't living together still at this point, right? Like you guys were separated.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I was like 15 minutes away, but he knew where I lived. So he drove down to the house and he knew I had roommates. And he's like, if you don't come out right now, I'm going to start making a scene. So you have to come out. And I was just like, all right.
So he blackmailed you. Even better.
Yeah. So I went outside. I got in the car. I was like, what do you want? And he just started driving. Just drive. I was like, where are you taking me? He's like, I don't know. I don't even know where
in the car, or was that being filmed with the GoPro?
No, this was all real. He's just like, I love you. I want to be with you. Da da da. He was just screaming, just crazy. Like I was just like, I just want to go home. Let me out. He wouldn't. He just kept driving. We ended up in like Arizona or something.
No shit.
Yeah, like he's
called kidnapping.
I was scared at this point.
He just said it. Look, he kidnapped her. Look, Roxy just said it.
He did kidnap me. It was scary.
So he literally kidnapped you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these are the days of our lives. Oh my God. Like Susan Lucci, thank you for being on my panel today. Like I had no idea. Oh my God. Okay, so he kidnapped you. He brought you across state lines.
A survivor of
and that's a federal kidnapping too. You can go to like Leavenworth or something like that. All right, so keep going.
So he's trying to prove in every way, shape, or form that he loves me. He calls Debbie while he's freaking driving, and he's like, "Mom, can you tell Vanessa that she's the only woman that matters to me, the only woman I love?" Like all this bullshit, right?
And it's out of nowhere because he never told you like this testimonial about like how much he loved you prior to him kidnapping you and taking you across state lines.
He told me he loved me many times prior to that, but I never believed him.
Pino says, "Merry Christmas, everybody. This is the best Christmas present ever. Love you, Vanessa. Love you. You know who I am from Pineapple.
Love you, Pineapple."
But please keep going with this kidnapping story, because this is like, I'm waiting for page 6 to get involved here. Like,
So we end up at some restaurant. I don't remember what restaurant it was. It was in the middle of nowhere. I didn't know where I was. I was like, I'm gonna die today. I just know I'm gonna die today.
I hope you were dressed cute and proper.
I would have been dressed like a Puritan. I would have had like the split braid and like the kerchief and everything. Like I don't even know what. Okay, so keep going. Sorry.
So we sat and we talked, and I don't know. I felt sorry for him, even though he's the one kidnapping me and all this stuff. And I was like, all right, I guess.
She just said I felt sorry for him, even though he was the one kidnapping me. Is what she was saying.
I didn't say I'm a little crazy myself.
I love it.
Oh my God. Okay.
He did a lot of suicide threats. That was like his thing.
Don't say that word, because that's another word. You should say like S, or like unaliving. Don't say that.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't know that. Sorry.
It's fine. No, you don't. I didn't tell you that. It's not your fault. Go ahead.
Well, that was a way. He manipulates a lot through that. A lot. Like, as soon as you
no, walk me through this now. How does he do that to you? He please.
I mean, there's been multiple times he's done that to me. Every time I like really threatened to leave, he would threaten that.
To unalive himself.
Yes. So obviously, like, I'm like, what do I do? Like, I just want to calm him down, and I mean, there was
responsible for it.
But did he? Okay, wait, no, Cody. Did he ever like do any harm to himself, or was it just something he would say to like keep you in check?
There were times, I don't know if I could say, he did pull out a gun a few times.
In the house?
Yeah.
Was his?
Yeah. I've had it pointed at me, and he's pointed it at his head.
No. Wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
He would point it at you?
Yeah.
And what would he say?
Well, this was one time, he chased me out of the house, actually. Luckily, he can't run too fast. But he was just very upset because I shut down when he goes really crazy, and like he's demanding attention from me, and I know the only way to like really piss him off is to not give him anything, to just freeze, don't say anything. Just that's how you trigger him, like, tremendously, and it just takes him into some, I don't know what mode, but he gets angry. And yeah, he pointed a gun at me because I wasn't giving him attention.
And it was his. It was his gun. Oh my God, Vanessa, I am so fucking sorry. That is
kicked him right in his fucking
that.
Forehead.
And to keep you locked in, because that is a lot to. He can, Jesus Christ, he should be like in, like he kidnapped you and then he put a pew pointed at you.
It wasn't that same day. No, it wasn't that. These were
no. I'm just in general, like I'm just writing, a list.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you had threatened to leave, he would take it out and like go like this or like this or
like this.
That. Oh my God.
See, he's crazy. I told you I never cared for him, John.
My God.
Him. He just
and this is before you're married or engaged.
Before I was even his girlfriend.
Exactly.
Why didn't you run them? Why did you marry him?
You should've came here and stayed with
I told you I'm
us.
crazy.
Oh my god. I feel
We
so
had a
bad
very,
for
very,
him.
very toxic relationship.
I could not imagine being in that position where he takes the weapon out and is like like office Christmas party I don't like to live.
That's scary. It's scary.
And
it's
I'm
not
assuming
fair.
he pulled the
That's
weapon
not
out
fair to
when he
you.
was like at home, right?
Yeah.
Or did he carry it with him?
No, he had it at home.
Did he do that in front of Debbie?
No.
Did he ever do that same gun trick to Debbie like he did with you to like put her like to manipulate her?
I never saw it, but I do know he would say like, "Oh, I'm gonna off myself." Like he would just threaten that.
Nothing like towards his like mother.
So Debbie never witnessed any of this.
She witnessed him saying to her, "You know, I should just off myself." But that's that. It never got as serious as it did with me.
Sweet Jesus.
I'm
Like
sorry.
no, I'm sorry. Like I didn't
Ugh.
even. And like I said, like
I'm
me and
glad that you can say it and get it out there. Like, I'm so sorry for you, sweetie.
my God, that's a lot. That's a large pill to swallow. Holy
That's
shit. Okay, all right.
If we were closer, I'd whoop his ass.
I know. I want to like hug you across the
I'm fine. I can handle myself, believe it or not.
I know you are
I
because
know you
you
can.
married him. You were even boyfriend girlfriend now. Like I want to hug you and slap you across the face at the same fucking time. I'm like, what are you
I deserve it.
doing?
I deserve it.
I'm like what? Like this is a lot to wrap your head around. Okay, all right. So he's doing that to you. He kidnaps you. He takes you to Arizona. You're the one I want to be with because I guess the single life deadline was coming up and he needed somebody.
Yeah, right.
Is that really what it is? Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Oh Lord. Okay. All right. So you're on the single life now. Was that his way of talking you into filming for the single life? Because prior to that, you were really only on the show for like 5 minutes, right? Like you really weren't on all that
she
much.
just kind of popped in like
So,
here and there.
what was that his way of like, wrangling you into like filming for that season?
Not really. He was saying, he'll film this with me, but he's so tired of this show and he wants to prove that he really loves me. And he's like, what if I propose to you and then like instead of really putting the ring on you, I end up making a scene and telling production to fuck off and like really ruining their show. And I was just like, you would do that for me? Like he was saying all this, right? Because he knew I was so anti-filming. So I think that was his way of like, look, I care about you, not filming. And I was just like, all right.
With you, right? Like this is his way of like pronouncing his everlasting love for you. And I'm going to tell Sharp Productions to fuck off. And this is my woman. I'm done with this show. And we're going to like, ride off on horseback happily ever after.
Right. And if you saw the season, none of that happened.
And Vanessa said, fuck you, I'm taking the next horse and carriage up out of here.
She married him.
She did for the show, I'm sure, but
Vanessa doesn't do anything for the show.
No, I'm saying just a show on the show. But when she probably got home,
what did you get paid, by the way, on the single life?
Out of here.
Now Colt makes the money. He's a main character. I'm not.
So
you don't get paid?
They didn't pay you a check. They gave Colt everything.
They gave me like maybe like $800 a episode or something.
That sounds about on par with what my
was
Fiance pays cast members.
All the guests made $1,000.
No, they paid people on Before 90 Days 500 an episode, so that makes sense.
Oh,
and that's when the single life was only on the app. the Discovery app before they decided it was a cash cow and they brought it to the network. That's when it was only on the app that you could watch The Single Life. So that sounds about on brand.
Oh, I'd sue them now that they're on a big network.
So they gave you 800. They paid Colt more.
Yeah, Colt always makes the money.
Okay. All right. So you're on The Single Life. We all watched that. Then
A good slap him would been good. Damn, I wish she would have slapped him.
how did the marriage talk come about? Like, and it's kind of like redundant, but like I want you to explain it.
The marriage thing was not even planned. I mean, I told him if it was ever to happen, there will be no cameras involved whatsoever. So he's just like, okay, whatever. But regardless, I didn't want to get married. I just wasn't into it. But I needed to renew my license, and the wait time here in Vegas was like 4 months or something. And I was like, I can't, this thing's gonna expire soon. I gotta like renew it quicker. And Reno had an opening within like the next week or two. So I was like, let's go up to Reno. And he said, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we also got married up there? And I was like, haha, not really, but okay. So yeah, like he kind of threw it out there and we discussed it a little bit. I wasn't really feeling it, but okay, we go up there, I get my stuff done. And then the very last day, he's like, so we're really not going to get married. I was just like, what? I was like, oh, you were serious? He's just like, yeah, we can go get married right now. We're fighting about this. And still, I was like,
champagne and the strawberries. Like, where's like the romance?
Like,
there was no romance, but somehow I was like, all right, let's just go do it. Whatever. I couldn't say no to him a whole lot. I just went along with whatever. I wanted him.
I like that idea, but like Vanessa.
Wait.
I know.
Sliding up to marry somebody. It's
I know.
Not like a walk in the park.
Wait a minute.
You know?
I didn't say I was smart.
Did you call 911 because you were kidnapped the second time going to be like Vegas? Like, hello.
But like, you had to feel something about
I always
him
cared about him. I always wanted him in my life, like as a friend. Even when I said yes to being his girlfriend, I was hesitant. And then the marriage, I was definitely hesitant.
You were hesitant to be his girlfriend. Like, you know, fuck it, I'll marry him.
I was hesitant to marry him too, but whatever. I don't know. I wanted him in my life. I was very emotionally dependent on him for sure.
That makes sense. It does. It makes sense. He's like a really good, like,
and he's a smooth talker. He's
a
smooth talker.
He's a sweet guy.
And Vanessa already had a taste for Debbie's steak and apples, so she was already used to that.
No, but he seems like a very.
Did you ever put a slot machine in the house, by the way? Like, and did Debbie yell at you when you won all the quarters?
No, but I did play it.
She's like, I put the quarters in there.
Okay, all right. So, when you married him, did you love him?
I don't know if I was in love, but I've always cared about him more as a brother than anything.
You love the picture and the fact of everything. That's what it was.
It just like you're so authentic, and like, you know, you didn't want to be on the show, and you weren't doing it to be on TV, and like, you know, you could have been slinging like that piss tea, or like, you know, whatever, like, you know, the other cast members like sling on Instagram, like, you know, whatever they're like, you know.
What is piss tea?
Oh my god, that tea that makes you lose weight, but you shit your brains out, or whatever the fuck it is.
Dip it?
No, it's like whatever I don't know. But
Piss tea.
there's
And
a
it
lot of
brings the
stuff on
cardamom in.
Instagram that people were peddling, and you could have taken advantage of that, and you could have made a lot of money off it probably, but you didn't, and you were always to yourself and
She's not a
reserved.
fan of.
So it's hard for me to just hear you say this, and
a regular person.
yeah, like you're a
You know,
regular
it's
person,
not like
and
the
you
other ones that
you
are
have a
on
lot of gifts
OnlyFans
going in your favor.
or like
It-
YouTubes and stuff like
You
that.
know,
Like,
you weren't doing it.
she's
You know,
not.
most of the people who sign for the show now, like, are jugglers and rappers and models, and like, you know, everyone's on the show now. They want to, like, you know, broaden their brand, which, you know, I'd say is fine, but no, because the show's awful now.
No, but you're
but
right though.
You
You're right.
didn't do any of that,
No.
and you could have, which makes me believe in you because you're authentic and
A
genuine.
person,
Like
a regular person that just don't give an F. That you just
and you didn't want to be
life.
on the show.
You just want your life.
I just don't understand how you can marry him.
I can't.
I don't.
I can't because when somebody gives you that
Especially
attention-
again, like, you know, I hate to keep bringing this up,
Teeny tiny.
but you know,
Our sex life was terrible, though. Like it was non-existent for a while.
But it's just like that caring, like you.
No,
just
you care for him,
You don't
yeah,
want. You don't
and
want that to go away.
you
So
were-
you
yeah.
do whatever you take to like keep it.
And
you
I
know?
think you were
So,
kind of like in the
I
same
understand where
position
she's
you
at.
were with True, like we're like you were better friends than like
Mhm.
spouses or a boy, like, right? Like you kind of fell back into like that friend zone type of place,
Yes.
maybe.
Definitely.
See, like,
About that.
see the circles. I if I think about it enough,
About
I
that.
can make it make sense in my head. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're past that now.
See,
Okay.
I told you I got your
All right,
back.
so- You get married in Reno.
Yes.
All right. So
did you get like the little dice
shut
ring?
up. Go ahead. What happens next?
I
Okay,
want to
so
know
you get,
about the
so
ring. Did
you
get
get
a little
married.
dice ring, like ooh, look, and look, oh, it's 6.
Cody, you get married.
It's a ring.
What happens next?
We start heading back down to Vegas, and we ended up staying, I think, in Bishop for the night. I forgot why we stopped there, but
At
we
your
stopped there.
honeymoon?
I suppose.
And by the
he
way,
went-
did you save your wedding jeans that you married Colt in? That way your daughter can like use them when she walks down the aisle. All right.
no, so
I'm an
that
asshole,
night,
but you already know that. So go ahead.
so that night, you know, we're recently married, and I don't know, I didn't see it as a big deal, even though I guess I should have. Obviously, we just got married, but he's like, "We're not gonna have sex." I was just like, I wasn't feeling it that night, and he started getting angry with me. He's just like, "It's our honeymoon, and you're not gonna have sex with me," blah, 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 just going off. I was like, "Well, this is really turning me."
Teeny tiny shot.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, he got mad at me a lot because I wouldn't have sex with him. Like a lot. I'd get yelled at a
So-
lot for that.
You didn't want to consummate your wedding night.
Oh, right. But yeah, so
you guys have had sex previously too, or were you keeping yourself for Colt?
no.
Did you-
No, we had
armed.
before, but like I said, it wasn't very often.
Did you? Did you? Like, stop it! I didn't realize I was doing that. Sorry. Did you?
At least put the thumb out there. You have to have the thumb.
The thumb, no.
No.
Okay. All right. So he got mad at you for not consummating, and then okay, so you guys are married, and the single life has stopped filming. So you got, you know, Colt promised you all the bells and whistles. He was going to give up TV and tell production to go fuck themselves and everything for you. You were his soulmate, his one true person. So tell me about life afterwards.
Somewhere around there, I got pregnant.
Somewhere around there, she said.
And the very first thing this man could think of was to call producers to let them know.
Oh,
He didn't
but I
even tell
thought he was
Debbie.
done with the show.
He didn't even tell Debbie first. He called producers to let them know to try to get on happily.
And you were pregnant. So wow. Keep talking. Go ahead. Tell me. Keep going.
Well, yeah, so he's trying to get on happily. They were interested in filming the pregnancy, but then, after a few weeks, I lost the baby. He didn't really care for the baby at first until I think he saw the TV opportunity. And then he's like, "Oh, this is great."
When you lost the baby, was it the first trimester?
Oh,
like
I'm so
you didn't.
sorry.
But did you carry? How long did you carry before?
Well, I found out, I think, the beginning of July of 2021, and then I kept going back for a checkup like every 2 or 3 weeks, and they kept saying, "Well, come back." Like something wasn't forming right, or they like, "We just can't hear a heartbeat. Come back. Maybe it's still too young. Come back in another 2-3 weeks." And every time I went back, I kept getting the same thing. And then finally, one night, I just bleeding out. Just
I'm so sorry, honey.
I am too. I'm so sorry, sweetie.
Ugh,
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. It just amazes me that Colt tried to capitalize on that.
no, I'm honestly like, even though that's it sucks. Like I'm kind of glad that I didn't have that child, because he would have used that for the show, just for the show.
Clearly, he tried to capitalize on it before, like,
Yeah,
you're not supposed to speak on, like, if you're pregnant until, like, it's kind of like, and he couldn't wait to be back on the show, even though he told you that he would do anything and he was gonna screw everybody over just to be with you, his one true love.
I'm sorry for you. I'm not sorry for him.
That's just
I'm
horrible.
sorry for you.
I'm sorry.
So,
Not
for
you know what? I could have walked away, and for whatever reason, I didn't. So I'm not gonna pretend like I'm some victim. Like I don't know why I was so stuck on, like, I couldn't leave. I don't, but I could. It just, in my mind, I couldn't. I don't understand what was wrong with me.
You were under the spell of Colt, who is, the snake charmer is, he has a way with women. I've been saying this for like a decade almost. Like, I don't understand how Colt's charisma with women, but like, he gets them, and like, it's not like he's getting like, homely looking, like, backwoods bitches. No, he's getting very beautiful
women.
very beautiful, smart, intelligent women.
I mean, I'm a very sexy guy, and like, even like when I was like out there, like, hey, like, getting friends and stuff like that, like, I didn't get beautiful women like this, and I know I'm very handsome.
But he preys on women that are very lonely. Just like I said, he gets them emotionally. That's how he gets them.
So he has a system, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that happens. Sorry. Okay. So you guys are still married now. Are you living back at the townhouse with him and Debbie while this is happening?
Yes.
Okay. So you're back in the townhouse. Is Debbie still like, pouring a Jameson in the coffee every day and not playing the casino slots and also being in her room all day long?
Yes. Yeah, this is like, around the time that I got pregnant is when I was concerned she would try to take over the baby, and
Oh.
I was just like, we need to move. Like, I don't want to live with her anymore because she's gonna try to take my baby. I just got very paranoid.
No, I would feel the same exact way if I were you. Yeah, like yeah. So walk us through that. So you're pregnant, and I still can't believe they had the townhouse for as long as they did. To be honest with you, I thought after Larissa that was going to be like, you know, on the for sale.
I can't believe she's still sitting.
But so you get married, you move back, you're pregnant. Is Debbie being nicer to you, or is she still like, you know, her Debbie self?
My breaking point with her when I was like, I can't live with her anymore, was when we told her about we were gonna name him Wesley.
Good name.
We
love that name.
We told her, you know, that we lost a child, and she was kind of like, she said she's sorry, but then she just kind of turned to Colt and was like, the dog needs to be walked. And it was just kind of cold. Yeah. It was just weird. Okay, I didn't take it too personal. She handed me a Xanax to calm down.
Oh, well, at least she gave you a Xanax. I mean, like, shit.
Oh, but
Okay.
walk the dog.
I didn't think much of it. No big deal. But then later on, when Colt posted it on social media, she went over there and she was pretending like, you know, oh, I'm so devastated. Like, all of a sudden, she wanted the attention on her. She wanted it to be about her. So I got pissed off, and I was like, fuck this. I'm not living with her anymore. Like, I can't. I was just furious. That triggered me really bad.
I mean, like,
I mean,
Lord.
you can't do shit right and like whatever. So do it yourself then. Don't yell at me.
Okay. That's. You should write a book, Vanessa. This is crazy. This is. I mean, I've heard some 90 Day Fiance stories over the years, and this one is like, oh my god, this is a doozy. All right. So, after you lost the baby, did Debbie treat you differently?
No, we were always just kind of trying to avoid each other, I feel like.
And did Colt treat you differently after it? Was Colt excited? Other than like, you know, excited other than like, you know, being filmed because like, you know, he wanted to be filmed because you were pregnant.
Right.
Was he truly excited to be like a dad, or
No,
was
he didn't want it.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
That's why Debbie hid also. She didn't want it either.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wow. That's sad.
He wanted it once he realized, you know, it could get him a season, but no, originally he didn't want it.
And what year are we in now?
I think this was 2021.
Okay. After the single life, Colt really wasn't on TV and for a smidge until Debbie was on the single life, right? So walk me through that. Was Colt happy that his mother was now the star of a show that he was a side piece on now?
He wasn't really upset or anything, but I noticed a lot of tension between both of them. They both like to be the star. They don't like to share each other's, you know, fame. It's just Debbie definitely likes to outdo him.
That's crazy for a mother and son duo, and she homeschooled him, but you know, So she was the new star of the show on the Single Life season 2, right? Because you were on season 1 and she was on season 2, right? So Debbie's now the star, and there's a lot of turmoil between Colt and Debbie on the show. So was that turmoil between Colt and Debbie like authentic, or was that just like hammed up for the cameras because Colt knows how to, like, gaslight people?
No, Colt has a lot of resentment towards her, and he also can't. He's terrified of her to confront her in real life. Like he's scared of her. He's how do I say it? Can I say pussy? He's a pussy.
He's a pussy.
Like he will never confront her. She runs the house.
So what happened between Debbie and Colt that made them, like, because they were thick as thieves, like, how you watch them on TV with her, with Larissa, and then you and Jess, like, what changed? What changed the dynamic in their relationship that made them, like, kind of like hate each other as what we watched on the show?
Well, he's always had that anger towards her, but I told him, I was like, maybe since all you can do is things when cameras are rolling, maybe you need to confront her while the cameras are rolling. And that gave him the courage to, like, okay, I'll try that.
So that was genuine emotion that we saw when Debbie was on the Single Life and they were fighting in the garage and all that bullshit.
Yeah, that happened a lot.
So she's filming, and did Colt ever want to see her happy with a mate, with a boyfriend or a potential husband or something like that?
Colt wanted to get rid of her, but he never knew how to. So he always said she was a burden. Like, but he didn't know how to get rid of her. Like as soon as he would kind of try to pull away or like move away, she would kind of guilt trip him, like, oh, since you want to get rid of your mother, like stuff like that. And then he would feel bad and just take it back. Like, all right, I guess I'm still stuck with you. But he's always resented her for that. And he would tell me this stuff all the time. Like, I don't know how to get rid of her. I need to just find her a man so she could go away. Like that type of thing. He just wanted her gone, but he couldn't confront her.
I see it as like, Colt could not stand the fact that his mother was now like the star and he was like the side character. And that in my head, that I could see that driving him crazy. That, like, he wasn't like the main focus of attention, because you said he loves the attention. But in this regard, he was not getting the attention. His mother was. So I in my head, I thought that made him hate her even more.
He never showed that. He never told me that. He was kind of happy that maybe she could find love and go away. Like, he really just wanted her gone. He's lived with her his whole life. He's tired of her.
And then while she's still filming, they're still in the townhouse, right?
Yeah.
So what happened to the townhouse?
So the lease was ending and we were going to stay longer, but we came up with the idea to tell Debbie that it was ending this certain date and we all had to be gone by then. But Colt and I knew that we were going to be there longer. We just wanted to get rid of Debbie. So we told her this fake timeline so she would leave.
Listen, you were his husband, so like I don't fault you for that. And like, listen, I have a mother-in-law doesn't like me that much, so it is what it is. But I get it. So what happened to the townhouse?
We were still there for a while. I don't remember how much longer, but then eventually we went from there to Reno.
So you moved to Reno with Colt?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know he was in Reno.
Yeah, we
I
moved
never.
there. That's where he broke his leg the first time.
That was what, 2023.
2022.
Okay, so let's get to, because like I said, this is gonna be a long live. So now we're gonna get to the exciting stuff, which is happening in real time now. Okay, so it's like go get yourself a drink, because now we're gonna get to the nitty gritty. Okay, so you guys are in Reno, and you are presented with filming again for the
Yes.
last resort, correct?
Yep.
So walk me through that.
So we started filming in Reno. We were at a trampoline park, or the place is called Urban Air.
Whose
Yeah, I know,
idea
right?
was it to go to the trampoline park?
That was their idea. I don't. They set it
Yours?
all up.
Yours?
No, it was their idea. They said 90 Day meets Ninja
Somebody in
Warrior.
production wanted Cole to jump on a trampoline. Like I felt like they sabotage production, sabotage it on their end. They were like, we're like, no, let's just have him jump up. That fat fuck will land somewhere else and break the leg. But go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, there was a lot of different little things. Like we were I don't know what it's called, on one of those little balance things, and then there's like balls on the bottom, and we were fighting with like I don't know what the hell that thing's called, but we filmed a whole scene, and it wasn't until the very end that they wanted some shots for the intro, and we went to the trampolines, and the producers were like, all right, here's the shot we want. And they showed us exactly how to do it. And they said, just follow, just do exactly that. Okay. So Colt's doing that. And then all of a sudden he falls. And then he's like, I think my leg's broken. And I'm laughing. I'm all like, oh, shut up. Like, I think it's a joke.
Leg like go through like the hole in the ring through the trampoline. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, like
No. It was like a bunch of trampolines together. They're squares. You just jump from trampoline to trampoline to trampoline.
and okay, before we get to this, like, you know, were you okay with filming another show? Because, like, you know, you don't like being on TV. So, like, how did Colt talk you into filming The Last Resort? And The Last Resort, in essence, in its name, is like couples that hate each other and they're on their way out. And we've seen The Last Resort for 2 seasons now, and every couple that's been on the show hates each other and they're divorced. So, why, when Colt, how did Colt like propose this to you, his wife, saying like, oh, they want us to be on The Last Resort now? Like, walk me through that.
Well, they presented it as, you're gonna go through therapy and like you're really gonna work on this marriage. It just all sounded like, okay, this might actually be something where they're really trying to help couples.
It might be the most therapeutic thing from the show that's ever been offered to you. Okay, I get that. I get that. Okay.
So I was like, all right, I'm a little hesitant to put, you know, my business out there, but okay, if it's really gonna help, let's do it, I guess.
And in hindsight, saying that Colt didn't break his leg, because Molly and Kelly took your spot, right?
Yeah.
Say like Colt didn't break his leg and you guys were on the show, do you think that would have done anything for you, or like helped you out in any way?
Nah.
Yeah, it didn't seem to help anybody else out in the show either. So
yeah.
I mean, there's that. All right, so he's jumping, he breaks the leg. What happens? Okay.
You know, I go over there, and this is all still being filmed. They have this footage, so I wouldn't be surprised if it airs next year, because he's back on TV, guys. He's back on TV.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there.
So I go over there and I check, and I notice his leg is like crooked. I was like, oh my god, that really is broken. So they call an ambulance. It takes firefighters and an ambulance to freaking get his fat ass up and off that trampoline.
Jaws of life to lift him off the trampoline. I'm just asking. I don't know.
Yeah, it took like 8 guys.
To get him off the trampoline.
Yeah.
How big was he?
No, he was, well, I don't know if he was really in that much pain, but he's a baby. Everything is, he just needs to
So
do
was he
everything
like
over the top.
floundering, like on the trampoline, like a fish out of water, like like that, like?
No, they gave him a bunch of morphine, and he was still like, I'm in so much pain. I'm in so much pain. So they had to be very gentle with him. Like, that's just Colt. You just always have to be very gentle with Colt.
So they take him, and like he had like a very I had a very bad break on my arm, which I had to have a cast from like here to here for 9 months, two surgeries. I have a plate connect my bones together because I had a very bad. I know what it's like to get a bad break because my bone was like popping out, so like I know what it's like to have a bad break, and to go through that. It was my arm, not my leg. I could only imagine how much crazier it is for a leg, but you have four limbs, and any limb that gets broken is horrible. So they get him to the hospital. He had a really bad break. Didn't he have like many surgeries and stuff like that, Vanessa?
5 surgeries total, I believe.
That's insane, and I understand it. Because and as adults, when you're a kid, when you break a leg or an arm, it heals right away. But as adults, your bones don't grow back the way they do, and it's a lot. So 5 surgeries. How long was Colt in convalescence for?
Well, so when he got to the hospital, they weren't done filming that. They wanted me to.
Oh, sure they were. Okay, keep going, girl. God.
Yeah, no. They asked me. They were like, "Would you mind filming from your phone what's going on inside?" Because I was the only one allowed in the room. What was that?
No, so they asked you to keep filming from your iPhone.
Yeah.
While you're in the hospital to get that good footage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and Colt was like, "Yeah, let's do this," because it's still being on TV.
He's riding the morphine wave that he's on from the drugs that they're giving him. He's like, I don't care. My name's Queen Nefertiti. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So okay, so they're telling you did you film it with your phone?
So I pulled out the phone and filmed a little bit, but I felt so bad. If you were to see the footage I had, he couldn't. He looks so helpless, and it broke my heart. And I was like, I can't put this on TV. I just cannot. That's my husband. Yeah. I didn't want anyone to see him so terrible. And I was just like, no, guys, I don't.
I'll get the sympathy points from everybody if they show it, right? Because if they show how horrible he looks and how much in pain he is, people will feel bad for him.
Well, that's why Colt wanted to keep filming, but I put an end to it. Yeah. So and they at first I was like, well, what about the workers' comp? What's going to happen? And they were like, well, you guys are independent contractors, so you're kind of on your own. Yeah, right, exactly.
We're gonna get workers' comp from that.
I thought we would get something, but eventually, after a few months, they did give us some really crappy insurance. I didn't want to pay for anything really, but yeah. So I cut that off. I didn't want to film anymore, but we had the opportunity to keep going with it. Surgery after surgery after surgery. Oh, wait, hold on. I missed the LinkedIn part.
Oh.
So So Colt had talked to multiple women behind my back when we were in a relationship, in a marriage, whatever. That's nothing new. That's Colt being Colt, whatever.
This is
But
before the leg breaking.
yeah. There was many times, especially when the single life aired, that I was getting screenshots of him talking to women, and it was never ending with him. But I still kept going. Like I said, I'm not the brightest.
Listen, like
When we got to Reno,
this live like that, like I can't understand your logic behind like getting behind him, but like who are we to judge? And I know that you're a smart, educated woman, and if you felt that way, you felt that way, and it is what it is. So keep going.
and okay, so when we first got to Reno, we started going to marriage counseling because my goal going up there was to really work on our marriage, really figure out whatever problem it was so we could, start new in a new city and everything. And we're going to marriage counseling. He is crying in front of the counselor. Just, I'm so sorry. I hurt her. I swear on my dead father, I would never. Yeah. Swear on my dead father that I would never do that to her again. He swore on our dead son that he would never do this to me again. Yeah, so obviously I'm believing it. That's a little extreme, right?
Wow, like the son that you lost in a miscarry, like
Yes.
that is a lot to swear on. Oh my,
Right.
and a dead father. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that sounds very believable to me when you're swearing on.
I would believe it too. Yes.
So no. No. That was all still a lie. I didn't let him be on social media for a while because I was getting all those DMs and I was just like, just get the fuck off. Obviously you can't stop. So
Let me
just
stop
stay.
you. And this is a general question. Did you monitor his social media at all, like throughout the time you were with him, because you knew that women always message him, or did you like let him be, oh, you do you, boo, and like you like did you? Because if it were me, I would have like had his Instagram on my phone, like watching every fucking message he fucking sent. Like, did you like? I mean, like, because he has a reputation of like,
Right. Right.
Whoever,
No, I mean, I asked him for his passwords, but I didn't really go through it. I think I knew what I would find and I didn't want to find it, so I didn't go looking for it. Yeah, I know. I have problems.
All right,
but,
go back to your story. Go back to.
So again, he wasn't allowed to have social media. And he told me, okay, well, the only thing I do need is LinkedIn for work. Okay, whatever. That made sense to me. That's what LinkedIn is for. No, not with Colt. LinkedIn is for talking to women too, because he gets crafty.
Not on. Not on LinkedIn.
Yes, on LinkedIn. He reached out to a woman that I know he had slept with before.
Wait,
and invited her out to Reno.
On LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, like the IN with the blue box, like that. Like, I just want to make sure it's the same thing. LinkedIn I know of, like
yes,
LinkedIn.
Yes, that one.
He managed to get whores on LinkedIn. LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Like you have like 5 business associates that worked at like Metro, PCS, and Donna's one of them. And then you started talking to Donna on LinkedIn. Like, you know, in my head, I know how LinkedIn works. But LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
The place like where you're supposed to find jobs and network through a corporate setting. LinkedIn.
Nah. Not with Colt. You know, you go to school to sleep with older women. You go to LinkedIn to find women. It's just everything's always about women with Colt.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So, who did he find from LinkedIn?
Just this girl that I know he met up with her here in Vegas and he banged her. So, but he's inviting her out to Reno.
Wait, so he found this business trick on LinkedIn? I have to say business because it's LinkedIn. And then you're married and was it before or after you lost a child?
When I caught him on LinkedIn?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, this was already, I lost a child here in Vegas and then we were already in Reno when I found out about LinkedIn.
Oh my God. And he banged the LinkedIn chick.
Yes, when we were here in Vegas, I know he met up with her, he banged her, and then he decided to reach out to her out there as we're going to marriage counseling, and he's swearing on his dead child, his
My
dead father.
cigarette went out because my cigarette can't even take this. My own cigarette just said, "Fuck you, John. I'm out. I can't deal with this." Okay. Wow. I don't know what's worse, him banging the Turnpike Tech software engineer lady that gave him an A, or like this LinkedIn bitch. I don't know. Oh my God, Vanessa. And you dealt with this.
So I found out about this when he was in the hospital with the broken leg. It was the second day after he broke his leg. That's when I saw these messages.
You found out about the LinkedIn bitch while you're soothing to your husband's broken leg that he had 5 surgeries on, and you're there for him, and then you find out he banged some bitch on LinkedIn?
Yes.
Well, oh my God. Oh my God. Vanessa. Live with me and Cody. We will treat you better. And like, you know, if we get drunk enough, we'll give you a dick. And it'll be, and you know what? I'm telling you right now, listen, it'll be bigger than
Teeny tiny shot.
than that. I'm just saying. Like, you know, pepper us with some wine. We'll have a good time here. Like what, Vanessa? What? I hate to say what is wrong with you, but Vanessa, I want to slap you so many times. What is wrong?
Trust me, now that I look back, I wish I would have slapped myself too.
He has broken leg, 5 surgeries. You're there for him, trying to film a TV show, and then you find out that he banged some LinkedIn whore from like Cheesecake Factory. I'm just throwing it out there. It just sounds right in my head. But it's just like, and oh my God. Okay, so keep going.
Okay, so this was the second day after he broke his leg, and I called him out on it. I was like, "Are you serious? You were using LinkedIn to talk to women, da 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 da." But he's in the hospital. I'm trying to not be as angry as I was because I feel bad again that he's in a hospital with a broken leg.
I would have pulled the plug. I'll show you.
Bad.
I mean, I'll show you, you LinkedIn, you motherfucker, and rip that fucking plug right out of the goddamn page. The wall.
I felt bad because it was my idea to move us to Reno, and just we didn't know anybody out there, and he was in the hospital. What was I like? I was angry, yes, but I felt like I should be more worried about a broken leg than me being upset over him
If
talking
he
to.
took a shit on your face, you'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Colt, you didn't toilet paper." So, like, whatever. Like, this is what you're feeding me right now. And
It
he's
was a
shitting
broken
on,
leg. I
he's
felt
shitting
bad.
on your face, Vanessa. Come on. Oh my God.
I felt really bad. He was still my husband. I still care about him. I know I'm an asshole for, being stupid and dealing with that, but I felt bad. I didn't want to leave him by himself at a time like that. I really did. He's still my husband. I can't bail on him just like that.
Okay. Okay.
Guys, would you have bailed on him? Am I the only dumb one here?
Yeah, put a 1 in the chat if you would have bailed on him. Here, I'll be the first one to put a fucking 1 in there. 1. After all Colt's done to Vanessa, then she finds out while they're trying to film that, oh, by the way, he had an affair with some LinkedIn whore. Yeah, it's all ones. Wicked gave you a 2 because she just is a saint. So
No,
yeah, it's
I'm
all
not.
ones. All ones. Couple of 2s, mostly 1s. Okay. Okay. All right. So you look past the LinkedIn chick, and then you are helping Colt walk again, right? Physical therapy, all that
Yeah.
drama.
Yeah.
How long was Colt out of commission for? Hey, Dave, Merry Christmas.
I mean, it was a year and a half of having to consistently take him to the hospital, another surgery, just nonstop.
While all these LinkedIn chicks, I'm sorry, I don't want to keep bringing that up, but like, God, Vanessa. Oh, okay. So you stood by his side. You helped rehabilitate him. You got him walking again. Saint Vanessa, I swear. Like, I'm gonna make it. I want a candle made of your face. I'm gonna pray to it every night. I'm gonna say, dear Vanessa, dear Saint Vanessa, get me through my day today. Are you Catholic, Vanessa? Probably.
I am.
Yeah, me too. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Patron saint of, I don't know, of just caring too much for somebody that don't care about you. So that'll be like your moniker on the candle. It'll be white, and it'll give off a good scent. They're usually unscented, but like, for your situation, we'll make sure it's scented. Okay. It'll be like, a smell of like steak, apples, whiskey, and
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I told you we were gonna laugh. Okay. All right. So, all right. So so now you were not filming because you said no, and Colt can walk again, right? So like you finally get him back on his feet.
A year and a half later.
So for a year and a half, he couldn't walk.
Well, he maybe after 7, 8 months, he was kind of up and limping a little bit.
Okay, and there was no filming prospects in that time, correct?
No.
Okay. So at some point, Colt gets better, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like during his convalescence that things go south with you and Colt, because when do you and him start to like?
I mean, the LinkedIn thing for me did it. I was, even though I still stayed there, I kind of cut myself off like as a wife. I was just like, I can't be with you anymore, especially when you're going to marriage counseling and making all these
Well,
promises.
while he banged some chick on LinkedIn while he was married to you, yeah, I mean, like that would have been a red flag for me.
Yeah, but like I said, I didn't want to leave him broken. I was still there for him, as I felt more like a nurse than a wife at this point, because I wasn't doing anything wifely anymore. I had a lot of resentment towards him taking care of him, actually. Like a lot. He was very, very needy, extremely needy. And I think he definitely was using the leg as an excuse to be more of an attention whore.
Yeah, no, I can see that. So when do you get? All right, so when do you guys eventually like split?
Oh, that's the next fun story.
Was it like the eggplants?
Eggplants, yes. All right, so this is uh, if you guys remember on the show, I talked about Colt and his long talks about, I don't know, whatever fantasies he had and the role plays. I don't know if you guys remember that on the show.
I
And he
do.
said it was, he fantasized about cemeteries or civil war or whatever he said. Go back to the single life. He said it somewhere around there. That's not the case. Colt Colt is a cuck. Colt
Guys,
loves.
by the way, hold on. Let me hold on.
Go.
Okay, so just had to, because we're gonna answer some personal information here. Go ahead, Vanessa.
So Colt loves to see his girls getting banged by men. That's his thing. That's his biggest kink. He loves stories about it. He loves multiple men on a woman. That's just his thing. I I I I, I always thought it was a little weird, but he really wanted to see me bang some guy. And for the whole time we were together, he was like pushing me to do it, and I never wanted to because I thought it was just weird. Just very weird.
Because I think he wanted to watch somebody penetrate you with the dick that he never had. I'm sorry if that's too blunt.
Yeah. So, all right. So he had asked me many times. He even bought me Plan B, so I would go do it. Yeah,
Oh,
because
well,
he didn't want me
preventative.
using
Look
a
at
condom.
him.
Like he he did not want me using a condom. If he's just like, no, I want them to fill you up so I could clean you out and da da da. Oh my god,
Wait,
I can't believe I'm saying this.
wait. So, wait, okay. So I'm picturing something like Bukkake Party that like Colt wanted you to be the star of, where you're
Yeah,
just getting
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. The more the better.
Oh, okay, okay. And then so and then he got you. So mm, So then he got you some plan B in case you got pregnant by some other bukkake that was coming.
Because he really didn't want me using a condom. He wanted messy, messy, messy. He wanted to be able to clean everything up.
So he wanted a bunch of men to jizz in you, condom free. And he wanted to just I mean,
Yep.
I don't know how to say this without being vulgar. But he just wanted like maybe like put a cup outside of your thing. Oh my god. He just wanted all of that.
Yeah.
For himself.
Yes. That was his biggest kink. Like he wanted that so bad. And I was kind of grossed out by it.
And he thought getting you some plan B was like the preventative measure when he wants a bunch of guys to jizz in you that could give you like AIDS, gonorrhea, syphilis.
Yes, I told them this so many times. I was like, do you realize like how risky this is? That's all. I was never into it because of that.
But he was like, you know what? As long as you're not pregnant and you're HIV ridden, we're cool.
Yeah. His brain doesn't. I don't know what goes on in his mind, honestly.
And you never did like the gang bang.
No.
Thank God. But I know a little bit about this story. So you weren't up for like the bukkake gangbang with just the cum all over your face and ears and like, you know, which he wanted to lick all that off of. But he did request that I posted a picture.
All right. So in December of last year,
Sit down, y'all. I told you it was gonna get juicy. Go ahead.
I was working at I do a lot of demos for liquor companies. They sent me out to different stores. I was at a Costco, and I was pitching my wine to people.
Costco, like, were you like, you know, like frying like, you know, like Vienna sausages like in a plat? Like, here's your Vienna sausage. Like,
it was wine. It was wine. But yes, I got you. Oh my god. Sorry. Do it one more time. Teeny tiny.
Did I hear teeny tiny? Hold on. I think I heard
teeny tiny shots.
There you go.
All right. So I was at a Costco. I saw a guy that I'm really into tattoos. I love tattoos. I saw this guy that just was covered in them, but there was one leg that he didn't have tattoos on, and I just casually said like, "Oh, when are you gonna get your leg done? Your last leg done?" And he's just like, "Oh, I'm working on it." Okay, whatever. I didn't think much of it. It was just a stupid little remark I made. And then later on, he comes back and he starts talking to me. And I was just kind of like, I still didn't think much of it. And then he's like, "What time are you off at?" And I was like, I don't know, 2:00, whatever. And he's just like, "Oh, okay, I'll be back before then." And I was like, okay.
2:00 in the afternoon, I hope, because I know you were in closing Costco.
No. So he comes back and he starts talking to me a little bit, and then he's like, "You're beautiful." And then that's when I really I looked at him and I was like, "Oh, this guy is actually cute." And he asked me to talk about the wine a little bit. He was just trying to make conversation and talk to me a little more.
Right.
But whatever. He told me his name and then he left. And I thought he was cute. But I was like, whatever. I went home, but he was still kind of on the back of my mind. And I just decided to search him on social media just to do a double take. Just am I seeing right? um. Whew. So he ended up finding me on social media later on. Why do we have to put on? Yes, he is freaking gorgeous. Oh my god.
Stalker, man.
So he ends up finding me on social media after that because I didn't send him a request. I just went to look at his pictures and then he found me on social media after, I don't know, it was like a week or so. And he was trying to see me and I was just like, I'm married, like no thank you. But he was persistent and I was just like, God damn it, you're fucking cute. I can't say no to you.
A lot better than Colt, I would say. But yeah.
Definitely. So at this time I was like, let me see if that coupon is still valid with Colt.
And do you get $1.50 like hot dog meal with a 20-ounce fountain Coke? You know, that's what I would have walked away with on that one. Because you're at Costco. I'm just saying.
Right. So at first I told him everything. I was like, look, I met this guy at Costco. He's cute. He found me on social media. He's trying to hang out. And at first, Colt was a little like, I don't know. It sounds like he actually put some effort into finding you. I don't feel very comfortable with this. And I was like, all right. But then later on, he's just like, all right, whatever. Just do it. But it has to be done a certain way. He picked out the clothes for me to wear. Yeah, I still had the plan B. He let me borrow his car that night to go to the guy's house.
Wow.
Yes.
How nice of him.
Yeah, like we planned all of this out. He knew
Not
every
the Hyundai
single.
Elantra with no AC. Not that car. No.
We planned everything out. He knew every single detail. He made me wear this watch so I can voice record me banging this guy. Yeah.
Thrifty and intuitive, I'd say. You know, and thankfully the woman that he banged from Turnpike Tech really, you know, when she was banging him, make sure she wears an Apple Watch. But yeah, keep going.
So yeah, you know, I went over that guy. Look at him. I'm sorry. I couldn't keep my hands off of him. I couldn't keep my hands off of him. So
after you being with Colt for so long, like, I mean, honestly, like my cat, I would fuck probably before like anybody else.
I know.
But, like, yeah,
that was my first time feeling muscles in years. It just felt so good.
He wanted you, the voyeur that he is, to record you having sex with him.
Yeah. Originally, he wanted me to find a way to do it from my phone, but I was like, that's too risky.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to get caught. This is weird. So that's why he moved over to the watch idea. He downloaded like a voice recorder and everything onto the freaking watch.
That is just a lot. Okay. So now did Costco guy know that he was being possibly filmed or on audio? Like,
No, so this guy, like, I told him, you know, I snuck away from my husband for the night and like he's out with my mother-in-law. They'll be back in like a couple of hours, so let's make this quick. I didn't want to get to know the guy at all. I just was like, you're hot, let's just do this, and that way I can make Colt happy. We can all be happy here. But this guy, I don't know, he wanted to talk more than anything. But anyway, I banged him quite a few times while I was there. Quite a few times, and everywhere possible.
Good for you, girl. Because honestly, like, when you're done,
Teeny tiny.
there's not much more you can do with that. But
Yeah.
just look at him feel bad for it. Go ahead. So
So
did you feel did you feel him enter you? Like, I'm guessing you were Colt, you didn't.
What was that?
Did you feel him enter you?
Oh yes, I felt it. Oh, I was so deprived of sex at this point that like I went crazy with this guy. I'm sorry, I went crazy with this guy. Even he was like, "Damn, girl, like chill out." Like, I'm sorry.
You're like, listen, I've been dealing with a nub for like 5 years. Like, I need to feel something. Like, I tried putting like a brick up there, and like it didn't even work. I need like a real like. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Oh my God.
It's all good. So like I said, I banged him a few times, and then I was just like, all right, I gotta go. Colt was waiting for me. He had texted me a few times. I was like, all right, I gotta go. So I went home, and I didn't know like how I was supposed to act at this point. I didn't know what he wanted. I've never done anything like this.
A tape recording of it, probably. Like, I don't know. It's just me guessing.
Unfortunately, it didn't save. So, or fortunately, because he probably would have used it against me or something later on. But so I got home. He asked me, tell me everything that happened. So I did. I went into every detail like he asked.
So it was
then
like
all of
a
a sudden,
whole pass.
yeah. It was, again, this was all planned. He knew everything. I told him every detail. And then all of a sudden, he's just like, he got pissed off. And I was just like, what? Like, he was upset. He's just like, you've never showed me attention like that. And you showed that man more attention in one night than you did in the last 4 years with me. Yeah? Yeah.
How would he know?
Well, I told him everything I did with the guy, and according to him, that he's just like, you were never like that with me. You've never been like that with me. Yeah, you're right, but no.
Okay, all right. And again, like,
Teeny tiny shot.
so like, I don't know, like, I never got more use out of that Stephanie meme than I did tonight. And what I also want to say is
receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, everything.
There we are. Okay, so walk us through. Okay, so he said that to you. What happens next?
He's pissed off, and I'm like, well, do you still want to keep going? He's like, no, I'm done. And I was just like, okay, like, so clearly he was very, very upset. And then I was like, oh, I didn't even like it. It wasn't
But
fun,
he fucked the LinkedIn girl while, like, huh? So
I'm the asshole though, somehow. But yeah, so he was really upset with me. And he continued to be upset with me for the next month or so. Said I was a cheater. Said he will never forgive me for this. Never. I was like, forgive me for what? Like, I don't feel bad about anything. Like, what is it? I'm not asking for forgiveness for anything because you knew what was happening.
But he gave, not only did he tell you to do it, he gave you permission, and he gave you a fucking Apple Watch to record it.
Yeah.
And he gave you an Apple Watch sneakily to
Yeah.
record because you said you couldn't do it on your fucking iPhone. So he's like, I'll do you a favor. I'll get you an Apple Watch where you can record it. And now he's mad at you?
Yeah.
I thought the people on YouTube are crazy. Like, Colt takes the fucking cake, man. I don't even know. I've heard some shit in my 45 years of living, but this is just the limit. So he wanted you to do it. He wanted you to record it. He wanted to watch it. He wanted to hear it. But then, because you couldn't record it on the iWatch or the iDick or the iTwat or whatever, like, now he's mad at you.
Well, he said he was mad that I didn't give him the attention that I gave this guy.
iTwat. I'm sorry. Keep going. Keep going, Vanessa. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at myself.
So, like, he's freaking hounding me about this almost every day, just that I'm a cheater, that I talked him into having an affair, that, like, just nonstop stupid shit. And I'm just like, what do you want me to do? I can't take it back. It's been done, and you approved of it, so I don't understand why you're mad.
So is that what ended your relationship?
Yeah, I mean, that one day I just got so fed up hearing, that I was a cheater and all this stuff that I packed my stuff and I left. I didn't plan it.
So Colt in his grandiose gaslighting self found a way to blame it on you when he wanted you to do it, gave you recording devices to record it and simulate it, but because you couldn't capture that on camera or an audio, he's mad. And with the LinkedIn whores and Jalissa and Jessica and Larissa and like all the what was the other one? Her name that I posted that I don't remember.
Giovana?
Oh, we didn't get to Giovana yet. But all these ladies, that was okay, but it was you having sex with him that he couldn't capture on audio or video was the precipice of him breaking up with you.
Yeah, he said he could never forgive me. So I was just like, all right, well, it's fine. I don't really care if you do or you don't. So yeah, I packed my stuff and I left.
Oh my God. Saint Vanessa.
And like this guy, he still wanted to see me after that night, and I ignored him. Like I wasn't answering his.
Still fucking him now? Are you? Because you should be. If you're not, like, I hope you are.
He's in Reno.
Okay, well, you're in Vegas. It's not that far. Like,
no, I've gone up there a few times to see him.
Like, I think we all want you to be happy. And if it's not him, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Let's move towards like current day. And yes, you did the right choice leaving, as Sahara says. You did. I mean, I don't know how you stayed, and I told you this a million times. Like, I don't get it, but like, okay. You are safe, Vanessa. And you have an altruistic heart, and you have a lot more patience than I do. But okay. So now let's get to Giovana. So you had your moment with the gym guy that Colt wanted to record. How far after that does him and Giovana become a thing? And if you guys don't know who Giovana is, I had her on my live maybe 2 months ago, maybe 3 or maybe October, November, late October, early November, in that area. Look at my channel, you'll see it. When did Giovana, who is this,
that's a real saint.
So
that is a real saint.
Yeah, and Colt played on Giovana's family, taking advantage of religion, doing a number on her mother, just like he did with Jalissa. When did you find out about Giovana? Walk us through that.
So I left at the end of February, and I believe this is when he started talking to her through a language app. Because, we can't just go to Tinder. It always has to be through something weird.
And you would think that with Colt's affinity for for Brazilian women, he would learn Portuguese by now. I don't know, but
still doesn't know one word.
Learn Spanish. It's almost the same language. There are differences. You can speak Spanish to a Portuguese person, and you guys can talk. But go ahead, Vanessa.
So, he met her, I guess, on that language app in February, started talking to her. She recently told me that he was praying with her for me to come back originally, because they were just friends when they met on the app. And, he was just pretending he was just on there to teach and to learn. That's it, Saint Colt. Everything was very pure or whatever. And that's, yeah, I didn't know about Giovana at all. I actually, when I left, I came down to Vegas, and then I went to Colorado for a while. I was gone for a good almost 2 months. So during that time, he met a lot of women.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah. And then I came back in, what was it, April or something like that, because we still had a lease together. The lease was set to expire in October of this year. So and at this time he had lost his job. So when I tried to get off the lease, they said, well, he has to be able to prove that he can take care of it himself with his pay stubs. But he didn't have any pay stubs because he didn't have a job.
Of course.
So I couldn't get my name off the lease, and I was like, fuck, I guess I'm stuck living with you for a while. And it was a 2-bedroom, so I was like, all right, you're gonna take 1 bedroom, I'll take the other. Let's just try to stick this lease out just till the end. But I wasn't coming back as a wife or anything anymore. I had been talking to Costco.
By the way, are you guys still married, or are you divorced? What's your marriage status right now?
We're legally married still.
Oh. Don't ever take him back.
No. I don't want him back. There's nothing about that man that I want.
Okay, just
literally the most useless human being on this planet.
Because you have a good heart, and I just feel like Colt might be oh my God, Vanessa, I felt the error of my ways, and you've always been the one standing by my side, and you're my true one again. I was lost.
After what he did to Giovana, because I know him very well, he's not religious at all. So to prey on somebody pretending to be religious,
that's horrible.
That killed it for me. And that's why I got so angry, and I started talking, and I couldn't believe that he would do something like that. I know he's a piece of shit, but
no, I heard what Giovana told me, and you watched the interview, and how he preyed on her religion. That is just something that a serial killer would do. Like,
Yes, exactly. And like he was going to church with her,
yeah,
holding a rosary. I'm like, that man's hands
like
weren't fucking
praise him.
sizzling.
Like, yeah, no, you don't do that. You don't do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So horrible. But he was talking to another girl at the same time. D. I
Oh,
don't,
yes, Z.
D. Yeah, but when you look at the women he's after, you gotta see what they're doing. D has a cat cafe. She's the owner of a cat cafe, and so that would be great on the
So
show,
bad that
right?
we have to talk in code still about this shit. Like, that's how bad this is, that we have to still talk in code. But yeah, keep going. Yeah, go ahead. Cat Cafe. Go ahead.
This is how he thinks. This is how Colt thinks. The show. He only thinks about the show. He's not worried about the woman so much. He's worried about how will this look on the show? What can I get out of this? Now he supposedly is a cat guy, right? Remember he dressed them up on the show. He doesn't even like cats. In real life, he does not like cats.
Wait, Colt doesn't like cats?
No, he doesn't care for cats. He doesn't like to be bothered with any kind of responsibility.
One thing I liked about him, because I'm a cat person, and like he don't even like fucking cats.
Everything about this man on the show is fake.
Well, you just ruined all my faith in humanity, Vanessa. I don't even know what to fucking believe in anymore. Like this everything just sucks. I like they like, you know, there are certain things about Colt that I like. You know, not that I like, but like that like we have in common. Like he's like kind of like nerdy, like and plays like, you know, video games, like the same video games that I play. Like, but he probably doesn't play them because he's an asshole and a liar. Like he likes cats, and I'm like, you know, I love cats, and like, and that was pretty much it. But like, you know, and I never had a mother that served me raw steak and apples. But I'm sure if my mother was still alive, she wouldn't serve me raw steak and apples. So it's probably a misnomer there. But anyway, like, you know, there are like a few things about Colt. Like I've seen a few of Colt's posts like over the years that made me like chuckle. Like I don't think he's all bad. I never did. Like, do I not like him? No, I don't like him. But like, are there like a few redeeming qualities about him that I can see? A few. Now, zero. But like I, you know, but for you to say he doesn't like cats, like when that was like his bread and butter, like being introduced to the show, like we're like, you know, there's Missy Misbreed in the closet, and there's this other cat in the bedroom, and that cat's in the bathroom. I love all my cats, and like that's just like a backhand slap to the face, like learning that he doesn't like cats. Fuck you, Colt. Like
He doesn't really like to be bothered with anything. That's his thing. It's all about him. He doesn't like to take care of anything himself.
So Debbie's like the cat hoarder in the house.
Yes.
I bet Debbie feeds the cats those raw steaks, doesn't she? Like they're tigers, right?
No, she
Like
doesn't.
like she has the Flintstones. Like, yeah, no.
No.
She pours some whiskey on top of it, like, you know, like to make it go down smoother. No.
No.
in the big cat bowl. No. Just like a big piece of raw steak with some whiskey on top. No, that's not just okay.
No.
Okay, so keep going. Giovana.
Oh yes, I forgot I'm like cats. Okay. So Giovana, I believe he saw, you know, the whole religion thing. He's trying to come back on the show as a changed man for the 90th time, right? He changes he's better every season. He's learned the error of his ways, and he's a much better person. And I think what he saw in Giovana, yeah, I think what he saw in Giovana was like a way to really fool the audience. Like, oh, okay, now he's religious. Wow, he's a great guy, because Colt's just an idiot like that. But I think that's what he saw in her. I could be wrong. I don't know.
And then he was trying to get Giovana to film with him
Yes.
for the Last Resort Part 2.
No.
Because what? Okay, so here's here's where the tea comes in now. Hold on. I have some type of graphic here somewhere to show it. I don't know. Graphic for tea. Let me see. I don't like any of those. Let me see.
Can I ask you a question? Why?
That'll do. So, how did Colt hitch his star to Courtney's wagon?
I don't even understand that whole situation. Like and I don't go looking for this stuff. People just message me like all this information. I'm like, God,
he's your husband.
Legally, sure, but I don't need to know what he's doing anymore. But I still get all these messages. So,
So
from my understanding,
I broke the news like 2 months ago that Colt, he broke his like a second time. All right, he broke his like a second time, and then Courtney had to take him in. But let's backtrack before we get to Courtney and Colt. How did Colt break his leg the second time around?
I never talked to him about it, but from what I was told, he was leaving Courtney's room or something, and he slipped.
Why was he in Courtney's room?
I'm assuming they were banging. I don't know. Again, yes. This is just what people told me.
Blonde Courtney with like the blonde Courtney.
Yeah. That
was on the show with Antonio.
Yes.
A million years ago. That Courtney.
Yes.
So Colt wanted to be filming with Giovana.
Yes. And with the other girl too, the D. He was talking to her about filming too.
And they weren't game for it.
Right.
And was it for like the Last Resort 2, or was it a different spinoff?
No, this is a new show that they're gonna be on. I don't
know
the
single show. It's another spinoff, because like what we need in this world is another 90 fucking day spinoff. Because we don't have enough of them. Like what TLC says, like add some more. So now there's a new spinoff show, a la The Last Resort, but with singles instead of couples working on their shit.
Right.
Okay. Keep going.
I don't know much about the show. Like I said, he told me a while ago that he was gonna start filming. I know he filmed for Diaries, apparently. He learned tarot. He learned how to read tarot cards. So now Miss Cleo is gonna be over here trying to make money off of you guys by doing some readings.
Call your mom now.
Yeah, so that because he's poor, because he has no job, because he's $50,000+ in debt, like he has to find ways to make money, and right now it's through the show. It's gonna be his stupid little drawings or reading tarot to people or whatever he has to do.
Sorry, just looking for something real fast as a prop. Don't know where it is. Hold on. Damn it! I had a deck of tarot cards somewhere, and I don't know where they are because all my Christmas stuff is out. Call your mom now. Back in the day when Miss Cleo was popular, we were living in Florida. I had a roommate that called Miss Cleo and like on the phone for hours, and like he got his phone bill and it was like $3,000. And this is back in like 2000, for calling Miss Cleo. And he always tried to get Miss Cleo on the phone, but they were like, oh no, Miss Cleo is not available. She only talks like, special customers. Call, it's in the cards. Call your mom now. Okay, so okay, so while filming the new spin-off show that nobody wanted, him and Courtney crossed paths.
Mm-hmm.
And when Colt re-injured the same broken leg, Courtney was the one that took him into her house.
Yes. So we got evicted from the apartment in Reno because I refused to stay with him. And I wasn't gonna give him money when I lived here in Vegas. I told him figure it out. He couldn't figure it out, so he ended up losing the apartment. And he's homeless. He had the brilliant idea. He was gonna go live with Giovana in Brazil to, be able to film the other way, to avoid all his debt out here.
Yeah, on the run.
Yeah, right. All this fun stuff.
The whole Staley book to being a Brazilian person. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hi, Paul.
But unfortunately, all that fell apart because Giovana found out that he's a fucking liar. So
now Courtney is dating him and riddled with him.
Yeah.
Because Courtney was also being filmed on this new spinoff that no one's seen yet. And from now I messaged Courtney when this happened, and I'm like, is Colt really in your house? And she was being coy with me. I'm like, oh my God, he is. Because I've known Courtney for a long time, going back to 2018, when I first started doing Instagram and stuff like that. But I guess Colt put his hooks into Courtney, and from all the people that Colt's ever been with, I just feel like he's using Courtney as because Courtney lives with her parents,
right.
If you look at Courtney's page, it's just oh, look at this. It's a walking advertisement. There's nothing on Courtney's page that's genuine. It's just
yeah.
Oh, use this product. Oh, I've been here. Oh, I go to this restaurant. There's nothing genuine on Courtney's page anymore. And it's Courtney, and hi Courtney, I know you're watching, and so is Colt. Hi.
Yeah.
Courtney, wake the fuck up, Courtney.
Courtney, use the fuck out of that man and then get rid of him.
You're gonna use him. He's using her for a place to live because he can't walk.
Yes, but if they film a season together, she better take all that money and then get rid of him. I'm just saying, I'd rather see Courtney fuck him over.
I think we all would, but you say that Colt preys on the weak. Courtney's kind of weak. Courtney, I hate to say it, but you are. She just wants love, and she'll take it however she can get it. I mean, we all watch Courtney sit in Antonio's kitchen with no air conditioning, with the beads of sweat dripping down her face, waiting 7 hours for this guy to come home, and he never did. So, I mean, that should tell you that should show you all you need to know about Courtney.
Well, Colt, from what I know, Colt is still talking to other women. Through Tandem, through that language app, whatever. Giovana told me recently, there's been girls that have reached out and said, oh, he just talked to me 2 days ago on here. And not just that, but he's been filming Courtney secretly, having meltdowns, and then sending them to one of the girls to show that she's crazy. Like, I'm like, this man is. I don't even understand. There's no word. There's no word. How are you just taking advantage of someone that's helping you out right now like that? I don't get it.
Bad part about it is that Courtney would DM me and text me about how pathetic Colt is.
And Colt used to talk shit about her too.
And here we are. You know, like, I don't know. Now I just kind of, you know, Courtney has not had much airtime on the show. She was on that one season before, like 7 years ago. And I think she was like on the quarantine special with another loser with that Diva Cup guy that was, you know, shoving the Diva Cups up her hoo-ha. And that didn't work out. And Courtney's kind of been like, you know, just a blank since then. And, you know, I don't know.
I don't know the situation. I just, like I said, people just message me and tell me random things. So I just go off of what's been told. I don't talk to him anymore. I really have no, even if he did talk to me, he would probably lie to me. So no point in it.
Just a lot, you know, and talking to you, Vanessa, and I'm so happy that you decided to come live with me, and I'm happy we did it on Christmas. You know, me and Vanessa we were supposed to go live, was it like a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
And I was in the hospital, I was sick. And but I'm really happy that it fell the way it fell. And everything happens for a reason. And I really grateful to you, Vanessa, for and let me tell you something. Vanessa was shitting bricks all day long, all week long, all 2 months long. I've been saying, like, come live, we'll have fun. So I got too much to say. Like, you know, really happy that you decided to trust me and do this with me. Is there, look at your list, is there anything that we had missed that?
Are you kidding me? There's so much.
Oh, come on, girl, this is it.
I don't know. Like,
this is okay. So this is my swan song. This is it for me. Like, this is, and I didn't want to put the pressure on Vanessa, but this is it for me. And I wanted to go out with a bang, and I felt it was full circle when one of my first lives on YouTube was interviewing True. And I was just with Larissa in New York for House of Villains, and it just felt like the cosmos were aligned, and this is how I end things. So let's keep going, Vanessa. Tell me. Let's get on that list. Let's talk about it. I'm not going anywhere. Come on. Let's do it.
I mean, I don't know where else to go with it. You get the gist of it.
No. Read something off that list, sweetheart. I know that you said, are you kidding me? What? Let's keep going.
I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to. I don't know what else to say.
No, you do, because you're looking at it. You said, are you kidding me? There's so much more to say. So come on. Let's keep going. It's my last live. Let's go.
Oh, gosh. I can't believe you made me write down a list. As I'm writing down this list, I was thinking, like, why did I stay with him for so long? This is like therapeutic for me.
It is, and I'm happy. And, like, you know, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but right here, right now with you on this live and talking about it. So this is your chance to let it all out. Come on. Read me something else off that list. Come on. Read it. Give me a bullet point. I know what's on there. Go on. Go ahead. Read it. Read it.
For the most part, you get it. This guy just uses women for the show. he's the same piece of shit. I'm sure he's gonna try to manipulate the world again. Right now, he's gonna keep filming probably with that broken leg. That's like his moneymaker right now. That broken leg, because that's gonna keep him going.
So many women he's talking to all the time, and like I just don't understand how anybody could trust him, especially Courtney. Like, and she's living with Colt in her parents' house, and I'm sure that Colt's like, being such a gentleman to the Reardons. So her last name ends with a Z. I don't know how to pluralize it, but I'm sure that Colt's just a gentleman there, and I don't know. I don't know how you live through it. I don't know anything. I
really hope
do.
she's just using him for the show. Like, I really, really, that's all I'm really wishing for, is that she's just using him for the show and she gets rid of him.
He was already cast on the show. She didn't.
Yes, but Colt is a very big character. Like, obviously,
but she didn't need Colt to be cast on the show. She's already casted, with Colt. It wasn't like Colt had a writer. I won't film this show unless Courtney's on it.
No. No, for right now, Courtney will do, because that's what whatever health insurance they gave him, he can't use in a different country. So he's stuck in America. So, and since he's homeless, he'll take whatever he can get.
And what about the taxes?
Oh, so this is when he was making the plans to go live with Giovana. He stopped making the payments. I think he thought he could easily move up.
The IRS?
Yeah.
Why was he making payments to the IRS? Was he not withholding his income? Like, what? Why?
He owes a lot. He owes a lot of money because of the show and everything. Like,
So could you possibly be on the hook for like his taxes because you're married to him?
Yes, he was hoping he could go to Brazil and leave me with that bill.
So he wanted to go to Brazil with Giovana or Jess or whoever else, or Mexico with Jalissa, and then there's D. He was hoping to leave the country and have you holding the bag, you, his legal wife, that you are still legally married.
Yeah. He was hoping that would be the case, but when I found out, I was like, oh, no, you're gonna get this paperwork signed that says I am not responsible. And sure enough, he did it. And so I'm not responsible anymore. He is. And good luck to him, because now with all these hospital bills, like, he's not going to be able to catch up. He has no job. Like, he's not going to be able to catch up. That's why he's looking to stay on the show for as long as possible. He's lazy. He at this point, I think he's probably wishing that leg gets amputated so he could get another season out of that.
I wouldn't put it past him. So he's trying to like. So you're in the clear, like, of any like tax wrongdoings on his part.
Yeah.
Do you have like, are the wheels in motion for you to like, get divorced to him?
No.
Or?
So originally, when I was trying that, when he was in Brazil with Giovana, he was stalling on signing the paperwork, and I was like, dude, like, come on, let's get this done. And then that's when later on, I found out about the taxes. And then I was like, all right, now we're going to stall this. Hold on a second. And then I noticed he was getting very pushy about the divorce. And all I could think was, oh, he's trying to get on happily. So now I'm going to fuck you over, and I'm not going to give you the fucking divorce.
think you should give him a divorce now. I get the spite because I think, I work on spite. So like, I get spite. I do. Like, I love spite. That's like, one of my driving forces is spite. But I think now, like, you need to just like, get those wheels in motion and like, because you have no plans on ever going back to him, right?
No,
Like that's
no, I don't. I don't. I am still talking to Costco. I'm moving back to Reno next month. We'll see where that goes. He definitely, he has my interest.
And the fact that like Debbie won't cook you any more steak and apples has like nothing to do with it, right?
No.
Okay, just
You're
making
a
sure.
strong, beautiful woman.
Yeah, because you are, and you are young and beautiful, and like you have the whole rest of your life ahead of you. And like, look at you, beautiful in that car for now. What, like 3 hours and 19 minutes?
It's okay. I've had fun.
And it's still daylight where you are, which is crazy to me because it's like, I've been seeing you with the sun out for like hours. And like, it's been dark here since this live started because, like, the Eastern fucking shit sucks in New Jersey. But, yeah. So moving forward, Vanessa, like, what are your plans? You're going to move to Reno?
I will divorce him. I know. At this point, I'm just being petty, but I don't care about him. I promise. He's dead to me. I think
divorce him sooner than later because, like, with the taxes and like whatever else, I wouldn't want to be attached to like whatever shit that he's going to be involved with next. And like, Lord knows, like, what might be thrown on you because you guys are still married. Like,
right.
And like, property, assets, money, there's a lot that goes into that. So I really hope that, and yeah, you guys don't have kids and you guys don't have any property together. So it should be like a really easy peasy, like, divorce, like, one that you probably don't even need lawyers for. Just like, you submit the paperwork and whatever.
Well, that's what we did originally. And then there was some sort of signature that was missing. And when I asked him to sign that, he started stalling. And he's like, oh, I don't know. He was still trying to make it work as he's in Brazil with Giovana. He told me, he's like, oh, I just came to Brazil to clear my head. I was like, I'm sure. He's like, I'm here to heal. I'm here to learn tarot. I'm here. All this bullshit. And I was like, all right, so what girl did you go see? He's just like, he gets angry when he gets caught in a lie.
You're his wife. Like, I could not imagine telling Cody, oh, by the way, Cody, I'm gonna go to Mexico for a few weeks to like, fuck some chick and like read some tarot cards and like, find myself. Like no.
Well, at this point he was calling me a cheater and saying we were done. So like, what? Why couldn't you just be honest and say, yeah, I'm gonna go see this girl? All right, cool. I wouldn't have cared, but as usual, you have to lie. I don't understand why. Like, I was so over him, I would not have cared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say from your list before we end this live? Or are we good?
I think we're good.
Are you sure?
I think so. I'm looking at it, but yeah, I think we're good.
Okay.
Like, I had to put the seat warmer in my car.
I want to thank you, Vanessa, for being on this live with me after 2 months of me dogging you.
Do it.
So,
do it. Yeah, it was nonstop. Do it.
I would send her gifts like do it like for 2 months, and like I wear people down, like that's how I work. So I'll get my way once sooner or later. So
she's amazing. She's amazing.
But it wasn't because of me that Vanessa did that. It was because she was hurt about Giovana and how Colt really manipulated her and her religion, and really that was what that made you.
Yeah, that was like, to me, that was some serial killer shit. I was just like, it's one thing to prey on somebody the way you've done with through other stuff, just love bombing, buying a bunch of gifts, but to pretend that you're religious, that just blew my mind. I that crossed a line that he's disgusting.
And really honored that you came here, and
Thank
I
you so much.
like that I started off my YouTube channel with True and Larissa, and you know, ended it with you. And I can't think of a better full circle
I can't either.
arc.
It's cute.
I can't. And
It's cute and it's wonderful. I love it.
That's fate, and that's how God wanted it. And
it's true.
listen, that's how I
It's
see
true.
things, and
It
really
is
happy
true.
and honored
Yeah.
and blessed that you came up with me, and despite our many years of like fighting each other, because me and Vanessa didn't like each other at all.
No, we
Like,
didn't.
no, we did not.
Nope.
I'm really happy that we're here, and
She sees how it is. We see how it is, and like that's that. And like,
and I think
people can see how it is.
for my swan song, I couldn't have done it any better.
No.
So
Amazing.
thank you, Vanessa, for being here.
Thank you for
guys
having me, listening to me for the
always
last
and
3.5
forever.
hours.
And if you ever want to come back up with me again, you're more than
Anytime,
welcome.
sweetheart, you are more than welcome. You are family now.
But me and Cody
I
are
love you
going to-
guys. Merry Christmas.
Love you.
Love
Merry
you,
Christmas.
sweetheart. Thank you.
And
Get the love to the family and stuff like that. Like, yep. Be safe. Please.
Merry Christmas, everybody else. And it was nice being here. And
I really enjoyed it. Like, that was a beautiful. Like, it was a beautiful interview.
And
like,
Vanessa,
here. Like,
whatever
family
you're
now.
doing, you look fantastic.
Yes,
Oh,
you do.
thank you. Thank you.
You do. And I'm sure you want to get out of that car. So good night, everybody.
She's like, my seat warmers are like overheating.
It's been our pleasure of being with you live for all these years. So goodbye, everybody.
We love you all.